everybody, welcome back to another Fun Time VB stream. We're gonna be going over some more Fun Time Starfinder 2E playtest today. We left off right as we finish up the operative class, which is a hella good time. Hey, continue, we're like, welcome back. I like how the operative isn't just Space Rogue anymore. I feel really fun with it. We're gonna be starting with the Solarian today. I am currently I made a Solarian. I read through a lot of the Solarian today before stream happened, just because I was making a character. I'm making a Solarian character for my Thursday playtest game I'm gonna be a part of with my main group of players that we usually play with, just to try out the game for a bit before what's it called? War for Mortals comes out, so I could play an exemplar in the next the next fantasy game we play in. And my Solarian so far is a, the Turbo's super murderous space football. Like, they're one of those players, and she's a human. Because I'm boring. Yeah, it's called Brutaris. I love it. It's just turbo murder football. It's fucking goofy and fun. They're a Solarian. They're the graviton-focused ones. And I made my Solarian's, weapon that I can manifest just a giant fucking hand. And it has the trip and grapple trait, so you can, just grab them and throw them around and shit with the easier. I love them. I haven't thought of a personality yet for them, but I want to play them a lot. I love the Solarian's gameplay so much. And, okay, so hear me out. Who doesn't like? Okay, so these are the classes coming in Starfinder 2E's playtest. This is gonna be unreleased. There is social media influencer. There is a cleric who kisses their homies goodnight. There is a space John Wick. There is Oppenheimer. Blow up their whole quadrant. There is you're not supposed to be here, spellcaster. And then also Space Star Warrior. How the fuck am I not gonna pick Space Star Warrior? I get the power of the sun in the palm of my hands. I get to be what Dr. Octopus wishes he could have been. Yeah, but Homie Kisser, I can... Listen, okay, I get it. Homie Kisser's cool and a really fun and awesome and amazing spellcaster class, but at the same time... Black Hole, perhaps? You ever just shoot somebody and they implode? That's my goal. That's my end goal. I'm sorry. Mystic is awesome. Witchhopper sounds awesome. Operative is cool as shit. Envoy is honestly one of my favorite classes so far. But at the same time, Black Hole Sun, I'm gonna come. Phoebe, spaghetti. Yeah, just fuck him up. I forgot to make my announcement tweets. I'm dumb. But yeah, no, because it's literally you can choose, because back in first edition you had to keep doing your cool either graviton or photon attuned stuff, and you had to keep doing them sequentially in a row in order to get up to your bomp 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 explosion, super cool murder, death, and or black hole. I always play Goblin Starfinder 2E. I can. I would honestly. I want to play a Goblin Starfinder 2E. Just so I can play just so I can have the dumb 1960s/40s, whatever era it was, where they had the outfits with the big bubble helmets and the laser gun that looks like it shouldn't work. I love that aesthetic a lot on the Space Goblins, and I want to do that just for the goofy aesthetic, like Nuka Girl, but crazy. There's probably a hole in the helmet. They patch up with a band-aid. It'll be fine, trust me. It can survive space. I just love it. I keep thinking about like, what would cyber Phoebe be like? What would space Phoebe be? And ultimately, the right decision would probably be operative. To like fit the aesthetically like what I do as a magus with the knife and stuff like that. I could go for like a striker operative and do all the stuff like that. But at the same time, I want star power. Also, because I can also listen to fucking Star Child by, oh god, what is it? What the fuck is the band? It's I love it. S-T-A-R-Child. It's like, oh god, what is it? It's something experience. It's on the tip of my tongue. Well, let's have a good stream. I support you by throwing $1. Thank you for throwing $1. Ow! A little bit of delay. Hey, thank you so much. The Orion Experience. That's the one. It's S-T-A-R Child by The Orion Experience. It's a fucking jam. I would play it right now, but I'm streaming on YouTube as well. And YouTube does not like it when you play songs. They're cowards and fools. I know, right? Like, it is a jam. I'm really tempted to just turn off my YouTube stream, but I know I have viewers on there and I don't want to be mean to them. It makes me come to Twitch because that's rude. But at the same time, it's a fucking jam. You should look it up at some point. Because that's my theme song now as a Solarian main. Gemini by Night Flight Orchestra. That one also works. You gotta get your space in there, yeah. This is just fun. Like, I love, because like most people think like I only like sci-fi. I mean, I only like fantasy stuff, but I actually really enjoy sci-fi stuff as well. And I super especially love science fantasy, which is exactly what fucking, what's it called? What Starfinder is. Which makes it all the more better in my opinion, just because like, you'd be goofy, because like science fiction, a lot of the time, can be like, I don't know how to write, like what the right word for it, but like science fiction can often be like, wow, you're taking it way too fucking, like, seriously. And it's like, man, I want to be goofy. But every science fantasy thing I've ever seen has been, like, ultra goofy. What's the song again? Pull it up real quick. I'll post it in chat. Yeah, that's the song that's in my head right now. Like, it is the ultimate jam. Yeah, no, like, I feel like people want to take their stuffs too seriously, and like, I like taking stuff seriously, it's fun. But at the same time, I want to be goofy. Thank you, Evil Intent, for the follow. Like, you can be serious in a goofy setting slash like type of anything like that. Like, you can still have your serious stuff in there. But I feel like there's an underlying goof to the world that people like to like eschew in exchange for like either realism or like most of the time it's like realism, like the world is dark and so is this. It's like the world is dark, but it's also full of hope. There's also fun stuff that happens. There's really funny things. It's easier to turn goofy setting grimdark than the other way around. See Pokey Thoo. I've never heard of that before. I gotta look it up now. But yeah, no, like it's like there's so much more to like the world than just being like, man, everything's dark and it sucks and I'm full of hate. It's like no. Bust out that hope. That's the one things we humans have is hope. To overcome whatever. We are stubborn creatures. Let us hope. I'm reading through the Starfinder stuff. Now I want to get into Pathfinder. They are both very fun. Goofy work, yeah, and also there's tabletops in general with the whole like swingy existence of like the game itself, like with how D20s are very swingy and things. Just really leads better to like having stuff that's ultimately goofy, because like if you roll like a nat 1 or nat 20, that's going to be something goofy that's either cool or something that's either like, oh man. But like there's an innate goofiness to like everything in tabletop games. Like even if you're like oh, super grim dark. Like if you play something like fucking what's it called? Morkborg, where it's like literally here. This is a tabletop game about hopelessness, and you'll die and it sucks. And you'll hate everything, and here's this black metal album to go alongside it. You're still like, hell yeah, I can be goofy. Look at these doofy ass goblin looking fuckers. I'm gonna get killed by them, and look at them. I love them. Yeah, Chick, the fucking I love Chick and his emo poetry. I love his concept. Life is hopeless. The Orange Julius is closed, and my Auntie Anne's pretzel is stale. That's a vibe, by the way, though. I am literally the mall. I was a mall goth when I was younger. I can't even fucking say anything. That was just me. I was the edgy, emo, sad bitch. But like, I love it. It's an aesthetic. We should actually bust out the fucking PDF real quick. I mention it. Where's my thing? There it is. Ah. Hey, Cool Armor's back. Yeah, it's Professor Genki, otherwise known as Day. I just can't take them seriously just because of the glasses, goggles things. I literally cannot. But I know if they took those off, they would look like adorable. Because like, where's the Mystic at? Let me bust out the Mystic real quick. Like, these motherfuckers all look adorable. Like, all the cat folk, all the patras, they all look adorable. So without the goggles on, they would look like a little scrunkly kitty cat. Imagine they have the tiniest eyes. Yeah. There we go. Day is a cool cat. As they lure you to your doom, they all have that Puss in Boots vibe. Smash, next question. Like, where's the small one? It's in the Patra ancestry thing section, right? Look at this little fucking scrungler. Look at this little scrungler. I love them. They're fucking tiny. They make me think of that. What was that? What was that one failed game that was about like Biomutant or something like that? It gives me that vibe. That's too much. There it is. There we go. Yeah, the little kitties. And this motherfucker Day is one of them. I also want to pet them, but I know that would probably be very offensive because what people do to me all the time, and I know it's like, don't pick me up, no. But I love the Solarian so much. You literally are just a star child. You got stars in your heart. You're just a conduit for like the cosmos stellar bits. I've only had Sandcat Pacha for a day and a half, but if anything happened to them, I would kill everyone in this room and then myself. Yeah, mood. That was me with the new scamps from like when they first appeared in Rage of Elements last year. I was like, man, this water scamp is gonna make me fucking kill somebody for it. I just know it. They're so scrungly and little, like, you can squeeze it. I want to squeeze its face. But, you know, this is the strength-based class. Every single one of these 6 classes in this book is based off a different key attribute, and this is the strength one. You are full of full of star energy, and you can make swords out of it. You literally just are full of stars. I love, it's just a fun concept. Like, people say like it's the Jedi class a lot, but one thing I don't like, I don't think it's Jedi-y. It's way cooler than Jedi stuff. Like, yeah, they can push and pull stuff with graviton, so they fucking supernova. They can just fuck with everything. One thing I like Starfinder 2e is the cross-compatibility with Pathfinder 2e. Also, it's the lack of content in the current playtest. Yeah! They already have the basic rules down from from Pathfinder 2e, so, like, they just add all the different stuff that, like, the classes, like, rely on. It's like Jedi by anime. Still, even then, I'm not a cunt like the Jedi are. Also, the fucking class's symbol is sick as fuck. It's like a star getting sucked into a black hole to show, like, the yin and yang, the opposites of the photons and the gravitons. I love it. Gravity Wizards, kind of. They function more like, if you know Pathfinder 2nd Edition, they function more like a kineticist, almost. Expert in Perception. You start Expert in Perception? I didn't even know that. I thought I was trained. I'm awesome now. Yeah, they're Expert in Perception, Expert in Reflex and Will, trained in Fortitude, trained in Athletics by default, because fuck you. Strong. Turn in 1 skill determined by your stellar arrangement, which is your subclass. Grey Jedi are the absolute badasses. Grey Jedi, like, here's my thing with Grey Jedi in a lot of lore are just apathetic assholes and hippies. No. I want to be neutral in between, like Revan style. I want to be a Revan. And then the normal skill stuff, so 3 plus your int mod for the rest of it. You're training civil and martial and arm attacks, training light and medium armor, and all that jazz. You start off with your stellar attunement, which is like you can choose to be like when you're a Solarian, you can attune to like either gravitons or photons. Gravitons are like they're like gravity. They're like this, like the crushing void of a black hole. They'll push the forces of like everything on top of you like that. Whereas photons are like, wow, I'm on fire and it's hot. The like Bernie star stuffs. Like solar flares. Hi, Lucky, it's me, yeah. And you can use 1 action once per round to attune to one or the other if you're not already attuned to something. You have a default attunement state based on your, like a subclass you pick on, because there are 3 subclasses so far in the book. One that's graviton focused, one that's photon focused, and one that's balanced in between the 2. I'm sorry, I can't hear you over the sound of my giant anime energy sword. I mean, it's basically what you do. I was saying earlier how I have a Solarian I made this morning, and she uses she's like a football player, like a Super Space Turbo Murder football player, and she's going for graviton focus, so it's more gravity, sucking people in, throwing them around, stuff like that type of stuff. And she has her stellar weapon as just a giant hand that overcomes her own hand, so she can grab things easier and throw them around and stuff like that, because she's football. As the grapple and tripters. We'll get to what that means in a second, though. I just realized I overshot where we're at. I fucking love Phantasy Star. But yeah, also, you can attune as a free action when you roll initiative, which is always good. I love stuff like that, where it just lets you just, oh yeah, I can do my thing. Kind of like how the Exemplar can decide which icon it puts its spark into as you roll initiative and stuff like that. I ended up making a Witch Warper Hacker. Fun times replacing the 2 extra train in computers feats with another skill. Which I could start with expert in computers though. Yeah, but I understand why they don't want to fuck with the balancing stuff of that. Like stacking 3 different computer trainings just to be master at level 1. I play Phantasy Star Online and had a slutty robot in Phantasy Star Universe. I never actually played the Phantasy Star games. I just heard people talk about them a lot. But yeah, in addition to like how you can, what's it called? You're making an icon, rhythmic mystic. I like the rhythmic one a lot. But I like the life one the most though. I like healing. I like the friendship one. But yeah, no, you have solar manifestations, which is like your main shtick. You get to start off with 3 different things: your solar shot, your solar nimbus, and then also your solar weapon. Your solar flare, or I guess it's a solar flare that lets you do something called a stellar shot. And it depends on what. It's like a ranged weapon you can use. It still uses strength instead of dexterity, which is always amazing. Unlike a strength-based class like this one. It uses whichever, it depends, the damage and stuff depends on what if you're currently tuned to. So if it's Photon, it's a 1d6 fire damage one with a 30-foot range. And on a crit success, they take a persistent fire damage from it. And then Graviton has 1d8 bludgeoning damage, but it is half the range, so 15 feet. And on a crit success, you could trip them from range as part of like the whole you attacking them thingy. Even though you don't have a hand free, and even if you aren't close to them. So if you're still 50 feet away from them, you can still try to trip them with your like Graviton-focused Zwampo. Your Solar Nimbus is like your weird star energy is layered around your body in a way that like you could use like a cool reaction called Nimbus Surge to just hurt enemies or fuck them up depending on which like your Graviton or Photon attuned as like a reaction. So like if you're Graviton attuned and you take a melee attack, you can just push them against they have to succeed against a Fortitude DC against like they have to I can't talk to make a Fortitude save against your class DC or get shoved 5 feet away from you, so you can really fuck up multi-attack abilities with that as long as they don't have reach. And then the Photon attuned, they just take fire damage equal to half your level, rounded up if they hit you with a melee attack just as a reaction. You're just like bam, instant fire, fuck you. Although I think Graviton is cooler just because I like the thought of just like being like no, just moving away from you. And then, of course, you have your solar weapon. You can just call forth the solar energy to create a weapon out of, like, star power. Whether it's like a super pitch black hole, like a weapon thingy, or it's like a really bright flashing. This is made out of the sun, fucker. You're gonna hurt. No matter what it is, though, it is always going to be a martial melee weapon that does 1d8 damage of your choice of bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing. So it's none of the energy damage types. And then you get to pick off 2 of any of these traits right here. So you can pick disarm, grapple, parry, sweep, versatile, bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing, freehand, non-lethal, shove, or trip. You can pick 2 of those, or you can just shoot picking 2 of them and only grab reach. You can also, on top of that, select which type of weapon group you want it to be a part of when you create it. This is the closer you get to being Green Lantern. Kind of, yeah. Weapon group does stands for Dillabat fall under. I believe that will be bludgeoning damage. That would probably be disarm and trip. Or no, it'll be probably sweep and trip more than likely. And then it definitely in the flail group. You can also reforge your solar weapon whenever, like, I think it's like a 10-minute activity on page 101. Where is that? Yeah, reforge it right here. You can spend 10 minutes, like, focusing to just reforge your entire weapon. So you can change the damage type, the traits, and the weapon group. So, like, you can do that pretty much once per fight, just change how you want your weapon to work. They also have their own specific crit spec built in, depending if you're Graviton-tuned or Photon-attuned. Actually, not even crit spec, it's just on a normal hit. I don't know why I read critical hit. But when you successfully strike a creature using your solar weapon, and it's Graviton-attuned, they treat all squares adjacent to that square they were stuck in as being difficult terrain to the end of its next turn, so you slow them down under the force of gravity because you punch them in the head with a Gravitonic dildo bat. Or if Photon-attuned, you just do an additional damage, like that's fire damage equal to half your level when you strike somebody with it. Thank you so much for the follow, Leo ABC. Yeah, no, I love this thing. I talked about it like a second ago, but yeah, my football player lady, she has grapple, she has trip, because it's just a giant arm, And since it's just a giant hand, it's a brawling. Okay, did you say Dillabat? I did say Dillabat. Wolf in chat asked what a Saints Row Dillabat would fall under, and I'd said it would probably be a sweep trip. What is it called? Sweep trip in the flail group. Definitely dealing bludgeoning damage. And then, of course, we have the different subclasses called your solo arrangement. I do want to talk about something really quick, though, like something that's really funny. Every other class in this game deals with, like, tech and upgrades and stuff like that. So you have to go, like, you could upgrade your, like, different weapons and armor and stuff like that with, like, different cool tech upgrades and get stuff like that. Not for Solarians. Solarians don't get shit. Because they have solar weapons. They don't have, what's it called? They don't have physical weapons, stuff like that. They have star weapons. So how do they upgrade their solar weapons? They eat crystals. They shove them in their mouth, like, just eat a crystal, and they increase your effectiveness of your weapons. Kind of exactly how Pathfinder 2e runes work. You just go like, I have a +1 striking wappy hand now. I just love that. Like, I thought you should be like, I want to eat this rock. No, literally, my GM was talking about that today while we were in chat making our characters for, like, our Thursday sessions that we're gonna be doing. And it was literally like being like, these motherfuckers over here gearing up for their entire, like, mission, gonna go a bunch of stuff, and you see fucking me in the corner eating rocks, like, nom nom, nom nom, and they're like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, I'm getting stronger. That's that noise, the fucking Minecraft Slurpee, eaty, like, noise. Like, I'm normal. The rocks make me feel better. Isoki cheek patches full of rocks and also grenades. I do love the fucking Hawk fucking grenade, like Isoki rat folk feet. The concept of, like, them having a grenade, they just kind of shove in their mouth, the way they can just spit out and then arms it as they spit it out is hilarious. You get your subclass. We'll go over what the subclass is in a second. And then you get your basic stuffs. So, like, download body and mind at 3rd level. Your proficiency rank in the fortitude saves increases to expert, and when you roll a success on a fortitude or will saving throw, you can just change your what's it called? Your attunement trait. That's, if it's against a mental or incapacitation effect, you should be like, okay, I passed the save. Cool. I'm gravity now. I do like Pensive Assessor. It does not fit, like, the name of the description of it and how the feat works does not work in thematically for my football player, but flavor's free, so who cares? But it's like, wow, you're so cool, and your careful trading and honed senses let you see your surroundings better. So you just become Master in Perception rank 7, and level 7, excuse me. And you get a +2 bonus to Perception checks to Initiative, and if you have Incredible Initiative, it goes to +3. You just get extra initiative. You're like, oh, I can see everything. At least when it comes to fighting. Mastery controlled body, all that stuff. I can see sounds, bitch. But then we're gonna go into the actual subclasses now. Balanced is like, yeah, I like to take the balance of fire and also gravity. Rude! I was trying to eat potato salad. Yeah, no, as a balanced one, you have your favorite attunement, which is either who cares. Your balance between the two. There's your revelations is binaric assault. Your advanced one is ascended stability, and your greater one is astrological sense. And then your skill is either society or medicine, which is really neat to me. I didn't really think they'd put either of those would fit the Solarian. Because I don't know. Because you already met the train in athletics base as a Solarian because you're a strength-based class. Why not? Kind of like how fighter and or barbarian are. But like all the skills that the different ones give you are stuff that I would not have thought they would get access to from their subclass. But I like that they are different and not just like, yeah, here's the optimal skill thing. It's like you get to pick medicine or society. You're like, oh cool, I could be a huge nerd or a huge nerd. Barbaric Assault is a 2-action flourish ability. You make a strike with your solar weapon and your solar shot, each using your current multiple attack penalty and both at the same target. You can make these attacks in whichever order you desire, and if the attack hits, resolve the damage and effects, then swap to your current attunement. This then counts as 2 attacks and calculate your multiple attack penalty, and if both attacks fail to hit, you become unattuned. So basically, if you're like you're attuned to like the gravity ones, the graviton focused one. If you're attuned to graviton, you hit them with like a graviton weapon, and you swap to the solar one, the photon one, then shoot them with your solar flare using your photon one. But if you miss both of them, you just come unattuned because you missed both your star thingies. And the universe thinks you're kind of lame. And their ascended ability is a fun reaction. The trigger as an ability or effect would cause you to become unattuned. You say, fuck you, and then don't become unattuned. That's it. It's very simple, but like, a lot of your abilities will be like, swap your attunement. You're like, no, I want to stay here. You can just reaction and stay there. And then Astrologic Sense is a single action ability you can use once per 10 minutes. The remainder of your turn, if an action you take would result in a variable effect based on your attunement, you can choose whichever one you want. So like you can just be like, yeah, dude, it's gonna have both right now. So I can have the extra fire damage from the photon weapon thingy now, and also on top of that, I'm gonna have my like Nimbus do both of them. Like you have both effects at once, I think. It only applies to damage or effects that are specified in the attunement options or of abilities. So like things like the damage roll of your solar weapon are not determined in advance. Once you determine the possible effects for both attunement states, you can just choose whichever one you want. So I feel like this one is really cool and thematic and very unthematic of the whole balance between the two thingies. I do think that it might take a little bit of extra game time out of your turn, because you have to resolve both effects and then see which one do I want to happen, actually. Like, what would be more beneficial? Them getting sucked to me through my black hole, or them being lit on fire? Let's just roll the dice for both of them. They would have passed the save against getting sucked through my black hole, so I'm gonna have them be on fire instead. Okay. But you don't actually you see both of them happening, and you pick whichever one you think is gonna like be the better for like whatever your current thing is happening. I like that. It's really cool. I feel like it might take a bit of time to do actually in practice. So you can do it once per fight, so like it shouldn't be that bad. And then Degradant. I keep trying to say Degrady. For some reason, my brain's like, yeah, no, it's Degradant. You are the slow degradation of everything. You are the black hole. Your favorite attunement is Graviton, as you can probably guess by the name and how it works. Your initial revelations is a black hole. Your advanced one is Defy Gravity, and your greater one is Singularity. And then your racial scale is either Deception or Intimidation. I took Intimidation on mine because she's a scary football player lady. Black Hole is a fun ability if you're Graviton attuned. It's a 2-action one you can use once per 10 minutes, so you can't spam it. But you can select any number of creatures within 30 feet of you, and each has to take a 1d8 bludgeoning damage and must make a Fortitude save against your class DC. On a success, they take half damage and are pulled 5 feet towards you. On a failure, they take full damage and are pulled 15 feet towards you and also knocked prone. And on a crit failure, I should say, creature takes double damage, is pulled 30 feet towards you, and is also knocked prone. And the damage scales up every 2 levels, kind of like how a cantrip would automatically scale. Like a kineticist ability, all those ones. So this is a once per 10 minute, and just suck them to you, everyone to you, just like fuckers into the fucking black hole. They all just get shoved towards you and also on the ground all over the place. You're like, fuck you guys, beat them up. This would synergize really well with a fucking a soldier who has like big area effect areas with their big fucking boom gun. Just suck them all towards you. Plus, it also says creatures, so you can choose to ignore your friends and only suck up your enemies, which is always nice. Hi, Otter. But it does have these cycle traits, so you do end up swapping back into photon right afterwards, so you go to your photon stuff. Defy Gravity is really funny to me. One, it's a really good song from the Wicked musical, and two, if you are Graviton attuned, you just kind of have a fly speed now because you say, fuck you, Gravity. Yeah, it's a chat, Runia. But yeah, no, you just say, fuck it, I'm gonna fly now, because fuck gravity, and you just kind of do it. And Singularity, like, you're like, black hole, it sounds cool, but it's not like a lot. It's not like really giving me black hole energy. Well, fuck you, here's Singularity. Like, once per hour, as a 3-action ability, you can, if you're Graviton attuned, you concentrate and manifest the pinpoint center of a black hole within 60 feet of you. This occupies a single 5-foot space. Creatures in the Singularity space take 10d8 void damage to a basic reflex save against your class DC. Any creature dropped to 0 HP by this effect is torn asunder and pulled into the Singularity. Until the end of your next turn, the Singularity space and adjacent spaces count as an area of supernatural darkness that no creatures, even those with greater dark vision, can see through. Creatures begin their round within the area of darkness, must succeed a basic fortitude save against your class DC or become slowed 1 for that round, as you fucking suck them up with the gravity. You just fucking, once per hour, you're dead now. And just, like, destroy them. Thank you, Miles Lenk, for the follow. I fucking love the Solarian, bro. Turns out you can mathematically solve for Riz, and the solution is, that's a lot of numbers. I can't do math. I've dropped out of math class. And then you have Radiant, which is the Fire Sun Explosion one. It is photon attuned, as you can probably imagine. Its initial ability is Supernova, its advanced one is Solar Wind, and its greater one is Big Bang. The gravitational constant. Oh, that makes sense. That makes more sense. I'm good at science. Your Revelation is Supernova. It's a 2-action ability. Once per 10 minutes, same as the Black Hole one, and also it's the Cycle one, just like Black Hole. You can choose to affect creatures in a 15-foot cone, or a 15-foot or 30-foot emanation, excuse me. Each affected creature takes 1d8 fire damage and must attempt a fortitude save against your class DC. If you choose a 30-foot option, you instead deal 1d6 fire damage instead of 1d8. On a crit success, they are unaffected. On a success, they take half damage and are dazzled for 1 round. On a failure, they take full damage and are blinded for 1 round. And a crit failure, they take double damage and are blinded for a whole minute. Which is really, it's a good bit of damage. It's a really cool area. It has a really fuck you, evil, mean rider effect. Oh, problem. Unlike the Graviton-attuned Black Hole, you don't get to pick who's affected by it. You hurt everybody in that 15/30-foot emanation. That includes your homies, that includes random civilians and NPCs, that includes your enemies. So like Black Hole, you can't pick and choose which ones you want to hurt. So you gotta be more careful at your positioning with Supernova. To awkwardly blind your friends. And Solar Wind, as long as you are photon attuned, you get a plus 10-foot bonus to your speeds and can move through the space of a single unwilling creature each time you stride without having to tumble through. You're just gonna go through them. And then finally, much like Singularity and Graviton one, the Photon one has the Big Bang. It's a once per hour ability with 3 actions. You Big Bang. You make a big ass 30-foot emanation that deals 10d6 fire damage with a reflex save against your class DC. And then you and any number of your selected adjacent allies are unaffected by this blast. So for this one, you can at least ignore your friends. However, they do have to be next to you. They have to be adjacent to you to be unaffected. On a crit success, they are unaffected. On a normal success, they take half damage. On a failure, they take full damage and then 2d6 persistent damage. And then on a crit failure, they take double damage, 46 persistent damage. You can attempt to counteract a single spell of the creature using half your level rounded up as the counteract rank. I'm wondering, like, it's so funny. Like, I get, like, the Big Bang thingy, like, reduces them to their base components, but the fact that you can, like, just counteract an enemy's spell just by being, like, so super surprise, supreme sunbeam, and just fucking ruin their like, they pre-buff for this fight. You pre-buff for this fight. So basically, whenever humans have died being crushed by a vending machine and fall into a black hole, they're OP. Can I make my solar weapon look like a vending machine now? I want that to be a thing. I want to hit them with a vending machine of justice. Yeah, those are the 3 main subclasses of the Solarian. Balance, Degrady, and then Fire Hurt. And we can move on to all of the feats. We're not gonna go, just like last time, we're not gonna go over every single feat in this class, just the ones that I think are the coolest ones for each level. Starting off with Stellar Rush, it's a 2-action ability. It has a Cycle trait and a Move trait. Again, Cycle just means that as soon as you resolve the effect, you go and swap from like Graviton to Photon or Photon to Graviton, vice versa, yeah, that type of stuff. Stellar Rush lets you stride twice, giving you a 10-foot bonus to your movement speed during those moves. And they have a different effect based on if you're Graviton attuned or Photon attuned. So Graviton attuned, when you finish your strides, enemies within 15 feet of you must attempt a Fortitude save against your class DC. On a failure, the foes are pulled directly towards you, ending in an adjacent square if possible. You can select the order which foes are moved. So this is Dungeons & Dragons in a video game, right? Not really. This is Pathfinder's, like sci-fi fantasy cousin, Starfinder. So it's the same, like, roll d20, add modifier, stuff like that. But, like, you're in space. I do have a question, though, about the Stellar Rush. It's when it says when you finish your strides, does that mean you finish both of them, or does that mean every time you finish one and then the second one, do you do it twice, or is it just only when you finish that second one? You have to finish both of them, strides plural. Yeah, that makes more sense. That's what I thought it was. I just want to make sure. I guess I would say at the end of each of your strides, then instead. It was the other way around. And if you're Photon attuned instead, every square you move through during your stride is suffused with solar energy until the start of your next turn. Creatures on either side of the squares are concealed from creatures on the opposite side. Other creatures in those spaces are unaffected. So basically, like, they have to, like, have a harder time hitting anything that's beyond the line that you create. Concealed being, you have to make a DC 5 flat check to target something that's beyond there. If you fail this flat check, then you lose the action. The undead is kind of weird, though. It is a cool version of undead. It's like, I was undead, but I died, but I didn't want to, so I said no, and I came back. So I'm still mostly alive. Kind of like a smoke screen, yes. It affects something on either side of it, so you can just cut off enemies from shooting your friends and stuff like that. But then again, it works the other way around as well. And then twin weapons is just, you can make 2 solar weapons instead of just one of them, and you can add the agile and twin traits to them, so you can have, like, 2 daggers. Yay. So like that. You can choose different traits depending on like the ones. So you can have them be like, one be the agile and twin, the other one just be like twin and like blood, like what's it called? Trip. Wow, Timmy, how come the power cosmos lets you have 2 solar weapons? This is potentially really strong though. Because remember, the solar weapon base does 1d8 damage. This lets you get like an agile twin 1d8 damage weapon in either hand. On top of the other effects it has, so this could be really strong. Are there any agile 1d8 weapons in like Pathfinder at all? Because I don't think there are. Like, I feel like that's really strong. Because twin lets you like have a better time hitting stuff. No, wait, no, twin is the damage one. If you attack with a twin weapon, you add a circumstance bonus to the damage you roll, equal to the number of weapons damage dice. If you've already attacked with a weapon that's a different weapon, but the exact same type this turn. And then agile is just you have a lower multiple attack penalty, but like I don't think there's a single D8 agile weapon. I'm looking through the equipment right now. I might just be blind. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, considering Warlock. Yeah, one could be agile twin, the other one could be agile sweep. Yeah, there's a couple of D10 one-handed weapons. I believe the Bastard Sword is one of them, question mark. Reading through, so yeah, I'm going over what my favorite feats from each level are, so it's less of like a watch over. It's less to be going through every single feat and just going through the ones that I think are the coolest per level so I don't stay too long on one specific class and bore people and stuff like that. Sawtooth Saber is Agile Finesse Twin with 1d6. Yeah. So now, Solarians get a Twin Agile 1d8 weapon. Oh, is it? I'm trying to remember. I think there's a 1d10 weapon that's one-handed, question mark. I don't remember. But I don't care. It's really cool. Anyways, I don't care if it's strong like that. I like that. I mean, we have on these second level feats, I really like Eclipse Strike. It's a one-action cycle ability. You make a melee strike with your solar weapon or your solar shot. On a hit, you create an impressive display of solar energy between you and your foe. Creatures attempting to target you through the struck target increase their level of cover you receive by 1 level, so lesser becomes standard, standard becomes greater, etc., etc. The effect lasts until the start of your next turn, but they also have the attuned things to them, so Graviton attuned. Until the start of your next turn, whenever you wouldn't have any cover against an attack, you gain the benefits of lesser cover against the attack, because fuck you. And then Photon attuned. If a creature's attack would have cover from the creature you struck, that creature takes a -1 penalty to its attack rolls, which lasts until the start of your next turn. Because fuck you. It's just a really, it just makes you really cool looking. It makes a really cool big flash, fuck off. And now everyone has a hard time hurting things. And then Shattering Impact is also a fun one. It's a Flourish ability. It's a 2-action one. You strike with your solar weapon, which increases the size of its damage die by 1 step. So it goes from D6 to D8, but ours is D8 base, so it goes from D8 to D10. Your solar weapon shatters and must be manifested to continue using it. However, your attunement stuff is if you hit a target, if they're Graviton attuned, you hit a target, they take a -10-foot penalty to their speed to the start next turn, which is okay. And then Photon attuned, if you hit your target, they take an additional persistent fire damage equal to half your level rounded up, which is very good. It scales well. You don't have to manifest your weapon after you use it. But like, I have a gun as well. I love Empowered Nimbus, and Plasma Ejection is really fun. Of course, they get Reactive Strike, because, like, why wouldn't they? But they get it at level 4 instead of level 6, like most things get it. Yeah, and Empowered Nimbus. Your Nimbus, if you don't remember, is the little reaction you get. Slurring seems cool, but I feel like I can't picture what they're doing. They're manifesting sun energy and just using it to hurt things and suck things up. So, just like the crushing forces of gravity, the blazing explosions of a solar flare. You are that. You're baby pocket sun. I love it. And this one gets you when you use your Nimbus Surge. When your Nimbus Surge, excuse me, you gain resistance equal to half your level. The type of resistance depends on your current attunement. If it's graviton attuned, it's against any physical damage, so it's bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing. And if it's photon attuned, it's energy damage, so acid, cold, fire, electricity, and sonic. Supernova, some poor goose right next to you. That's something I always think about. Like, I know nothing should ever be scaled based on this, but I always like think in my brain about it, like how an ability would affect a group of commoners. And like Singularity is really fucked up. Like you should create a small black hole in the center of Red Town, and people are like, ah! And then Torn Asunder never to be seen again ever. And we have Plasma Ejection. It's another 2-action ability. It's another cycle ability. Like, there's a lot like Kineticist, where a lot of the abilities are 2 actions, and they do a really cool effect. And then they also have a different rider, depending on which, you're attuned to. A good point. Will I ever be the hero? Because fuck you. I want to be cool and nice. The girls. I want the girls to like me. Okay. It's like a mix of cleric and paladin. I think it's like a mix of kineticist. A lot of it. If you know what kineticist is, it's like the. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hit my mic. Kineticist is like Avatar: Last Airbender type of stuff. You're right for half of the girls. Exactly. Everything I do is to be cool for the girls. Yeah, also just really goes to show like how devastating a single like high-level adventurer who is misusing their abilities can actually be on like the world. I just like the thought of that, like being like, damn, if there was an evil Solarian, we'd be fucked. Yeah, but it's more of a martial than an apple caster. Although, to be fair, my fire kineticist just beats the shit out of stuff in melee as well as throwing stuff, and also has cool abilities like that too. Yeah, Plasma Ejection, another cycle 2-action ability, has a Flourish trait. You just kind of unload your plasma all over people. Thank you, Pink Little Clown, for the follow. So it's either a 10-foot emanation centered on yourself or a 30-foot line of your choice, one of the two. You just shoot your like plasma all over the place. Each creature in the area makes a reflex save or takes 3d6 fire damage. If they crit fail their save, they take an extra additional 1d8 persistent electricity damage. It's a pretty thank you. I love clowns, so like, fuck yeah, let's go. And also your graviton or photon rider effect. The graviton one is really fun. If they fail your saving throw, not only do they take the damage, they also are knocked prone. Whereas the Photon one, they just increase the damage from D6s to D8, so it's an average of 1 damage per damage dice. It's like an average of 1 damage per damage dice that goes up a little bit. There's exploding plasma all over people and then making them fall to the ground. Based. It's so weird seeing Solarian get reactive strike in like 2 levels earlier than most martial classes. Does clowns have a kinship with goblins? Yeah. Dude, the amount of clown goblins I have stumbled upon and become friends with, there's so many of them. Also, thank you, Fleck, the art skeleton, for the follow. I got goblin on my brain. Where is it? Is it this one? Oh, yeah, it's Corona. Corona's a really fun 6th level feat. It's another 2-action ability. You unleash a Corona of Self Energy and a 10-foot emanation around yourself. If your attunement changes, then the effect of your Corona immediately changes as well. You sustain the effect for up to a single minute. I think they get reactive strike earlier because it's the only martial in space. That is, I mean, I get that. Like, there's the striker operative subclass, and there's the melee soldier subclass, but these ones are, like, the de facto in-your-face melee. These are the ones that aren't made to be, like, punching you in the nuts, so I get why they get it early, yeah. Yeah, your Corona has different areas around you. It's basically like a little, it says an emanation, but it's like a little aura, almost. The area of your Corona is darkness if you're graviton tuned. That prevents light from entering the space. This acts as a darkness spell with the spell rank equal to your half your level. Which is, I'm not sure how often I would use that because darkness hurts me as much as it hurts my homies and also my enemies. And then Photon attuned, the area of your Corona is suffused with solar light, shedding bright light in an area. Invisible creatures within the bright light of your animation become concealed, while creatures already concealed are no longer concealed. That one's the important one, though. That one is literally the anti-invisibility effect. You just shit out a 10-foot emanation that makes it so nobody's allowed to be invisible or, like, concealed from you. Fuck you. The Graviton one I feel like would hurt a lot more than it helps, but the fucking Photon one is just really mean. I like it. Easy start turn Photon, beat people, 3rd action, cycle to Graviton. I mean, I guess, but when you cycle to Graviton, it automatically swaps your Corona to the other one, so you go from, you'd go from, like, yeah, you're not invisible, and then everything will be dark, which I guess would be helpful, but I want my friends to also be able to hit the invisible people and not suffer in the darkness. And then Stellar Barrage is just a 2-action flourish ability. You make 2 solar shots against separate targets with a -2 penalty. Both attacks count toward your map, but they don't apply until after you made both attacks. So it's just a little quick action. Pew pew! Excuse you on your friends' parts? No, it's a teamwork-focused game. I'm not gonna be mean to my homies. This fucking Starbrand is really funny. It's a single action ability. The requirement is your last action this turn was a successful hit with the solar weapon or solar shot. And you mark that person. You literally brand them. And it makes them visible. It improves your attacks against them. You can triple your range of your solar shot when targeting the branded creature. And an invisible creature affected by the brand who later becomes invisible, or someone who later becomes invisible, excuse me, becomes concealed instead. And if they were concealed for any reason, they're no longer concealed. So it's just the Corona thingy for the Photon. But instead of being a big 10-foot emanation area, it's just on that dude you decide to fuck up. And it lasts until you kill a person, or until you mark another person, or 10 minutes pass. I think Starbrand's like a better version of... I can count on my hands the number of times I've fought more than one invisible or hiding or concealed creature in one fight. So I feel like Starbrand would just be way... like, more effective when it comes to, like, me just stopping and shutting down invisible creatures and stuff with it, instead of just having, like, a little area around me instead. And those are a bunch of the 6th level ones. Now back on to 8th level. Look at this motherfucker. Look at this vest with the gravity in his hands. Also, I like how the Vesk have little beards. I like the little beards with spikes. Flicker Strike is a 2-action cycle ability. You make I can't talk. You make a strike with your solar weapon. If your attack succeeds, you select a creature within the range equal to your current speed. You then teleport to any square in range that's within reach of that creature you selected, and make another melee strike against that creature. If your initial strike fails, you don't teleport and the action ends. So, like, you can actually fail and end it early, however. You can just fucking spread the love, my guy. Like, you smack somebody and you're like, they're like, ugh, and you're like, you, shoof, and just smack them. Graviton Attuned increases to double your speed, like the range in between. And then Photon Attuned, if a strike made as part of this action is critical success, the struck target is dazzled into the end of its next turn, which is powerful, it's strong. Dazzled is awesome. But I feel like it's more situational than the Graviton one, just because you need to crit with it, and like, you don't get legendary and stuff, so you have the same as every other martial, like, hit to hit with your stuff. So like, I wouldn't want to bank on a crit happening. As he should. I look at my Solarian crystals and I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, rocks. Also, Shield is fun, but I'm not going to talk about it because I didn't talk about Shield earlier and I don't want to, like, get people confused about what that is. I'll instead talk about Momentum. Momentum is a 1-action Flourish ability. There's a lot of Flourish abilities you'll notice with the Solarian. I guess I didn't want them to be really cool all the time in, like, a single turn. But, as a 1-action ability, if your last action this turn was a successful melee strike, you use the momentum of your last attack to maneuver around the battlefield, either by leaving photonic images or making gravity-assisted leaps. You can step twice, and then if you're Graviton attuned, you can increase the movement of your step to 10 feet instead of 5 feet, as normal. And then Photon attuned, if you leave an after image in the square you moved out of at the beginning of this action. This image lasts to the end of your next turn, or until another creature enters the space. This after image counts as an ally to you and your allies for the purpose of flanking. That one's cool. I like the extra steppies is really good, but like the afterimage stuff is like, it might not be, it's really situational depending on how powerful it could be, depending on what your homies are, but at the same time, it looks cool in my brain, and that's what I think is important about it. That dude is looking at the reader like he's a snack. He looks kind of scrumpily. I love him. He's like, meh. Down to 10th level feats. I don't like Careful Strike effects. Careful Strike is one of those other type of things like the fighter has, where it's like if you fail your attack, it gets a new failure thingy to it, which just means that like it does a little bit of damage as compensation. It's like a band-aid feat. I don't want band-aids. Yeah, Space Lizards. I love the Vesk. They're like Zorgons, but more advanced. Soul Furnace is just cool though. Soul Furnace is a 1-action ability. It's a healing thingy. Once per day per affliction. Your soul becomes fuel, burning away your life force to stem the tide. You choose an affliction on yourself, such as a curse, disease, or poison. Lose the number of HP equal to the level of the affliction, then make a new saving throw against the affliction as though you were at the end of its listed interval. If you get a failure, there's no effect. If you roll a crit failure on the save, you get a failure instead. So, like, it can't get worse. But I like the thought of you being like, man, I'm full of the common cold, what do I do? And give yourself a turbo fever and just melt the cold inside of you at the cost of you dying faster. And then onto 12th level stuff, we have Covering Flare. You can stride twice and at any point during this movement, you can take the Solar Shot attack. If the attack hits, the target is also suppressed until the end of the next turn. Suppressed, if you don't know, is a condition due to Starfinder 2E. They take a -1 penalty to attack rolls and a -5 foot speed penalty. So you start running and gunning, you shoot a little, like, space laser at them, and they're like, ah, I've been hit. Woe is me. and then just can't hit or move as good. Wormhole is what we're all here for, though. Wormhole is the coolest thing ever. It's my favorite one. They teased this one on Twitter a little bit ago, but it's a once per hour ability. It's a 2-action one. You can create 2 wormholes in unoccupied spaces that are within 100 feet of each other, that are at least visible to you, and at least 15 feet apart. If a creature enters the space of a wormhole, it emerges onto any adjacent space to the other wormhole that the creature desires. If there is no valid space for the creature to enter, then both wormholes collapse, and the creature remains in the space it was at when it entered the first wormhole. The wormholes last for 1 round before collapsing, but you can sustain the wormholes for up to a whole minute. The attuned effects of this ability only affect the attunement when you create the wormholes, so it's not always on, so you can't just sustain it to always do this, but listen to this. Graviton attuned to the wormhole. A creature beginning its turn adjacent, so it's next to the wormhole. The wormhole must succeed at a fortitude save or just get sucked through it and end up the other side. Dude, if I can put a wormhole next to an enemy like Space Caster or like loser range person with low fortitude and be like, to me, 100 feet to your homie, you can just beat the shit out of them with. It's just the fact that you forcibly suck people into the wormhole and just have them next to your friends, like imagine putting them next to like a Solarian, a soldier, and like a fucking operative, just beat the shit out of them like the JoJo meme on the ground. Photon one is cool, but it could also be a double-edged sword. I mean, Graviton could also be, you just gotta tell your homies not to go next to it, but like, Photon attuned, a creature entering the wormhole becomes concealed at the surface next turns. That's really good for your friends. It's also really good for your enemies if they walk through the wormhole and they're like, well, you can't hit me now, fucker, beep, 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 and just beat the shit out of you. But it is a very powerful effect when you first do it, and just really good utility to have around for the next couple of rounds you keep it going for. You can teleport across the battlefield. You can forcibly teleport somebody across the battlefield. If you teleport across the battlefield, you can make your friends cooler. There's a lot of stuff to it. One use drill a hole through a wall so you can see through it, look through the wall instead of wormholes as a pass. Oh, can I do that? Does that count? I can technically, it's visible to me. Can I like break into a vault by making a small little cracky hole inside of it? How much can I use this to rob banks? I need to know. I need to know how I can like commit crimes with my star energy abilities. The space has to be visible to you, so if the vault has a window, but if I create a very small pinpoint hole into it, if I crack a very small hole, you don't have to be in comment, I don't believe. I guess I read it wrong. A little pinprick hole, can I see through and be like, yeah, there's evil in there, I'm gonna teleport in there. As long as you're point range, you can see, yeah, I can rob a bank with it. If it's visible to me and I'm looking at it through like a security camera, does that count? Or does line of sight work here? Like, what do you mean? Like, cause like, this is a place where there's like a lot of sci-fi shit. There's cameras everywhere. Does that count if I look through a security camera that's at least like 100 feet of like where the actual vault is? Does that work that way? I'm refilling my water bill. I'll be right back. Thank you for your patience. I've returned. As the prophecy foretold. Yeah, on to 15th level ones. We didn't talk about the shield stuff. I probably should have talked about the shield ones, but we're gonna move on from that. We talked about Solar Barrage. I'm gonna say this one. This is a 2-action flourish ability. A lot of them are 2-action flourish abilities. Haha, Dina, you low dice rolling fuck. Ow! That was almost minimum damage as well. Ow! Stop it! No! Solar Unstable Flare. If you have Solar Barrage, you can supercharge your Solar Flare and unleash multiple simultaneous blasts of all those in the air. Stop! Make a solar shot with a -2 penalty against each enemy within a 15-foot radius burst centered at any point within your solar shot's current range. Oh, no. Oh god! They're bullies. I don't appreciate it. Each attack counts toward... Stop it! Each attack counts towards your multiple attack penalty, but you don't increase the penalty until you've made every single one of your attacks. So you just do a bunch of damage to a big-ass area to a bunch of people. And if you're Graviton attuned, you may step once as a free action immediately before or after making your attacks, which is kind of okay, I guess. And then Photon attuned, you're concealed to each target of this attack until you start your next turn. That's what we're really here for. What we're really here for, folks. That's what I'm talking about. Solar Barrage can affect a lot of people very fast. Especially if it's Photon attuned, because the range is 30 feet of it, I believe. 30 foot on the whole Pew Pew Magoo. So, you can take a 15-foot radius burst centered at any point within your solar shot's current thingy. So it could be a 15-foot radius at 30 foot from you and just hit every single enemy inside that area. Or at least attempt to. You still have a -2 to the attack penalty. At level 16, we have Attuned Blow. When you take the Attune action, you can make a strike with your solar weapon or solar shot as a free action after you become reattuned. So it's like a little bit of a, what's it called? Like an action compression feat. It's okay. It's not flashy. We're here for flashy stuff here in the Solarium. And then Harmonic Convergence. When you use an action with the Disharmony trait, be a number of temp HP equal to half your level. I think I forgot to talk about this Harmony trait. This Harmony trait. It's over here. Yeah, actions with the Disharmony trait change your stellar attunement from being attuned. I mean, to being unattuned, I should say. So basically, if you use a Disharmony action, which there was a couple we talked about here, it just makes you unattuned. And so these are two different ways to, like, make it a little bit better to, like, become unattuned from Disharmony stuff like that. So you either get temp HP whenever you use your unattuned stuff, or you just can reattune and also attack as a single action. I think the Attuned Blow is slightly better, but I can see where Harmonic Convergence would go and make it up to you. Then we have Homing Mode. Triple the range of your solar shot. When you make a solar shot attack against foes within your original range, you ignore concealment and cover if the target has. So you remember how Unstable Flare works at any point within 15-foot radius, centered at any point in your solar shot's current range? It works with this too. So that's 90 foot away from you if you're using Photon, or 45 feet away if you're using Graviton. Either way, you're gonna be swapping back and forth anyway, so it doesn't really matter which one you like the most. You're gonna be wow, wow, wow. And then Stellar Paragon. Creatures you hit with your attacks suffer consequences based on your attunement. Creature takes a -2 serious penalty to their attack rolls for the next round are hitting you. If you're Graviton attuned, if they hit you again, they increase the penalty to a -3 penalty. I like that. If Photon attuned, they just take 3d6 damage every time they hurt you. I feel like Graviton attuned is cooler in this instance. Like fire one, letting them on fire for 3d6 fire damage when they hurt you is great, but a lot of things are resistant to fire. It's kind of, like the cleric has a feat like this, but instead they take 3d6 spirit damage, which is more universally, like, affects you to things more universally, but it's also resistant to things like constructs. So like, there's a lot more of those. I can see where that would come from in this edition. But Graviton, they just take a fucking -2 penalty to hitting you for the next round. Bro, that's rude. That's mean. If they hit you again somehow, they get a -3 instead. Fuck you. Stop hitting me. I'm gonna warp you horribly with gravity. And you're like, ow. And Cosmic Alignment is a 20th level feat. It's the exact same as every other like haste feat you can get at 20th level. So you get little quick in action you can use to Solar Weapon Strike, Solar Shot Strike, or just Attune. And then there's Perfectly Attuned. If you would become Graviton or Photon Attuned, you instead become Perfectly Attuned. When you're Perfectly Attuned, you can choose which attunement to benefit from when using any of your abilities. If any of your abilities require you to be in a specific attunement state, you're already in there. Fuck it. That one I think is really cool. Literally, you don't have to worry about anything, any of this stuff anymore. You can just be like, I want to do this now with this, or this now with this, this now with this. You know, that ability, you just stack, nobody can hurt you. Nobody can hurt anybody now. Everybody's fucking missing everything. Fuck you. Solarian is so fucking cool. I love Star Wappies. I just like pew pew pew, bang bang bang. Star Wappies are fun. There's a whole lot of different stuff you can do, like flashing it. Because it's a very flashy class. It's literally star power. You're really a star child. Like, what's not to love? Think they're the star of the show? Yes, now die. That bad pun. No, this is more advanced class, not a starter class. Also die. Yeah, I went ahead and reached Pokeballs that do a D8 of damage. That is all for the Solarian. It is by far my favorite Starfinder class to just play in general. It wasn't funny. It's going to be again in 2E just because it's really fun, really dynamic, and has stuff to do with it. Like, what's not to love? You can just create star power energy to fuck up your enemies and also help your homies. Like, I need this in my life. I am playing it, gonna be playing one soon, I should say. I need it in my life. You must not be correctly attuned. Your words don't have enough gravity to them. Alright, mods, ban Dina. Timer out for 10 minutes. We cannot let this stand. Too many puns in my house. Give me $1. I mean, I can do whatever I want. You give me the $1, and then you spat in my face and stomped on my head. Are you my boss? Put this extra 5 cents. You can't take 4 days off. Fuck you. Now moving on to the Soldier class. The Soldier is your big fuck-off Constitution-based class. I don't want Pun Finder. Dina does this every stream. Comparing you to a boss was all the thing you've done. I mean, that's what you did to yourself. You literally were like, take my money and let me beat you. And I'm like, okay, thanks, boss. But yeah, the Soldier is the Constitution-based class. There's a punastic feat in Solar coming up. I bet there is. That might have good at gravity, but you have a shining star. I like the check marks on Ozaya's shoulders. I haven't taken off my armor this many days. No, it's gross. You know, this is a big, chonky, fuck-off, Constitution-based, tanky defender, and also herder class. These guys specialize in using giant fuck-off weapons, whether that be heavy machine guns, rocket launchers, missile launchers, a big area of effect, like, weapons. And with these weapons, they are very good at area denial. They have different effects they can do based on their subclasses and other feats that let them go ahead and ignore certain problems or stuff that go alongside it. Like, a lot of these big weapons usually take 2 actions to reload, but the soldier can get something that's do 1 action instead of reload. I like explosions. I like covering fire. They're really good friends. You want one on your team, definitely. My one friend in my Thursday campaign, he's going to be playing a Vesk soldier, because why wouldn't you? They are the archetypal soldiers, look at them. But they are melee-oriented. Shut up, who cares? There's a melee-oriented subclass, kind of. I'm melee-oriented. It's me, Solarian. Only me. Only I can melee. And also Striker, what's it called? Striker operatives. I fucking love the soldiers, like, icon, though. Honestly, I don't know why Phoebe is so upset. This game is about rules that are written down, so in the make wordplay, it's the spirit of the game. Just go swinging Andrew lady. I don't care what you want. You know, you're mean to me and I hate you. I love this image. It's just a little helmet with the knives that are crossing and also the gun pew-pews. May the Mystic for the win. Save all the vitality for yourself. I like that. It's not called the pain glaive because it hurts your enemies. It's a pain glaive because it hurts your homies that they have to watch as you flail around trying to hit them. Like you have trained in your melee weapon until level 10. They are expert in fortitude and will, surprisingly. But then again, I guess you're in huge, heavy, chunky armor that has bulwark. You're not gonna need reflex anyways. And then you're trained in simple and martial weapons, and then trained in all armors. So we have to pay Phoebe to be mean to them. I get that for free by just being that obnoxious. Is this a kink to you? You get off this, Dina. What the fuck? Suppressing fire, you can just make things suppressed way easier. So if you make an attack with a weapon that has the area trait, such as like area fire or auto fire stuff, so like heavy machine guns or rocket launchers that we talked about earlier, it has in a manner that suppresses your targets. Enemies in that affected area who fail their saves against your attack become suppressed, which again, suppressed is a -1 to attack rolls, -5 to movement speed. Oh, it's -10. I thought it was -5. I'm dumb. It's even better. And then some of your feats and abilities go make something suppressed even worse, which is the best, because you're mean. Primary target. When you make an attack with an area of effect weapon, you can choose a single dude in there to be your primary target and be like, fuck you. After resolving the area of effect attack, make a ranged strike using your weapon against the selected target, ignoring the unwieldy twin in your weapon when using this action. This follow-up strike consumes an amount of ammo from the weapon equal to the expended, and you can't make this additional strike if you don't have sufficient ammo. If 2 or more creatures are equidistant or closest, you can choose which one is your primary target. If you successfully hit your primary target with a strike, then that target is suppressed at the start of your next turn. This strike also uses the same multiple attack penalty as your area fire or auto fire, so it doesn't count towards your multiple attack penalty. You just have a really easy. You should like fuck you. You're suppressed. Extra. Bow, bow, bow. And then your fighting styles are your subclass, obviously. I love the names for them though. Action hero, armor storm, bombard, and close quarters is okay. Erudite warrior. Close quarters, it explains what it is. Oh god, I made it small. Oops. Close quarters explains what it is really well. but like, it needs to have a cooler name. Like, Action Hero, Armor Storm, Bombard is okay. Erudite Warrior? Close quarters. Just make it some slightly cooler name. Just call it the Wappy Bapper. Close quarters AoE by throwing rolls of quarters at people near you. What are you? Why are you all so weird with puns? Why? Action Hero, you're really cool. I love this line about it though. To you, there is no problem that copious amounts of bullets or laser blasts can't cure. Though you can sometimes mix it up and find other solutions that you need. You are the commando. You are the Arnold Schwarzenegger. Daka 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 daka. And fighting the soldiers and shit in every movie he's ever been in ever. You are just that guy. You are Arnold Schwarzenegger in most of his movies. Rambo also works. He's also applicable. But I just imagine it with like Arnold Schwarzenegger from Commando at the very end, because that gun has such a fucking evocative noise to it. Taka 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 taka, and you're like, oh fuck yeah, these guys are exploding. Taka 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 taka. When you successfully make a ranged strike with a weapon with the automatic trait, you suppress the target until you start your next turn. In addition, when you auto-fire, the size of the cone is equal to the weapon's full range equipment instead of half of it. When using auto-fire action, you can designate a target anywhere in the cone to be your primary target instead of the target closest to you. Ooh, could you make the pink girl from Gun Gale Online with the soldier? Or would the property be better? I've never seen Gun Gale Online, so I would not know. And we have Armor Storm. You are Chonk Master Supreme. Your armor is like a second skin. You can leverage it alongside the heavy weapons you employ. The foes you suppress quickly stumble while attempting to overcome your durability, granting you an edge in absorbing their incoming firepower. You are Big Chonker. You never count as being in the area of a ranged weapon you've made an attack with. You gain resistance equal to half your level against attacks made with suppressed targets. Made by suppressed targets, excuse me. You can disarm, grapple, reposition, shove, or trip even if you don't have a free hand, and you get a +1 bonus to athletics checks to disarm, grapple, reposition, shove, and trip suppressed foes. Thank you, Zachrio X, for the follow. You successfully disarm, grapple, reposition, shove, or trip a creature, you become suppressed this on your next turn. These guys, this is just, I love this one a lot. Like the extra, like, yeah, you can disarm all that shit like that. You can do all the athletics maneuvers against them easier. That's cool and all, I don't care. You never count as being in the area of a ranged weapon you've made an attack with. Rocket jump! Rocket jump! Aim down, explode! Aim down, explode! I'm fine, personally, I don't care. You literally point blank them with a fucking missile launcher. You'll be fine. I don't care. I'm just smiling as you point the gun at them. You're like, whoa, 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 hang on, buddy. You don't be that crazy, are you? And you're just like, literally TF2 soldier. Yeah, like, I think, like, Action Hero is like TF2 heavy. This one could be TF2 soldier. Which, I mean, I guess makes sense. It's the class's name. You have Bombard. There's nothing like a reliable heavy gun. Or maybe several to get you through tough times. You come to terms with the fact that your weapons might sometimes hit your allies, but work to minimize such instances of friendly fire. In fact, you've honed your skill with heavy weapons so much that all but the most indirect of strikes cause your allies to duck down or force them to adapt to the havoc you unleash. When you attack with an area weapon, you adjust the shot to allow allies to better avoid it. You can select a number of allies in the area equal to your weapons, equal to half your Constitution modifier. Selected allies are unaffected by your attacks. In addition, enemies who succeed, but not critically succeed, their save against the area attack are still suppressed, because fuck you. Bombar is literally like, I still like my friends, I guess. So level 1, you can just pick 2 people inside the area that you're like, nah, don't hurt them. You should know how to miss better. Bombar is what we want to go if you want your friends to be happy and not dead. We all really know you're an action hero. Close quarters is, of course, stick. You bust out your 2 animated weapon, whether it be like a pain glaive or like the weird 3-pronged zappy stappy. I discovered Starfinder recently, and I'm excited to want to run it someday. It is awesome. I would highly recommend. Whenever you successfully strike a target with a 2-handed melee weapon, they're suppressed until the start of your next turn. Additionally, you get punitive strike reaction, which is basically reactive strike. But if you hit with a strike, they are suppressed, and if the trigger was a move action, you disrupt it. Does not count to your multiple attack penalty, and your multiple attack penalty doesn't apply to strike. Here's the thing, though. This is a reactive strike that stops movement on a normal hit. To disrupt the movement on a normal hit instead of a crit hit, like the monk's stand still that can get at 4th level. Instead of a crit, it's a normal hit, which is awesome. Nobody's running for my big, beefy fingers. I'm gonna grab you. And I'll beat you to death with my fucking pain glaive. And then lastly, we have Erudite Warrior. You are a huge nerd. It only affects suppressed targets? Yeah, but like... No, it doesn't. The trigger is a creature within your reach uses a manipulate action. It makes a range strike, makes a move action, or leaves a square. Nothing of it says it has to be suppressed. In fact, the punitive strike itself says you make a melee strike against a triggering creature. If it hits, the target is automatically suppressed, and then they also get fucked up. So, it's against anything. You stinky goober. I'm just wondering if I should run it the 1E version or learn 2E version. I'm familiar with Palad's Uni 5E, but never tried PF2E. I would say go for the 2E version, because, like, I like 2E better, and I'm biased. Yeah, it's even better. Learn how to read, boy. Yeah, Erudite Warrior is just, you're a huge nerd who wants to talk it out like a loser. You are trained in diplomacy or society in a lore of your choice. You gain armor expertise, and you gain expert proficiency in diplomacy. When you gain armor expertise, you get expert proficiency in diplomacy or society, which one you picked. And then increase to master, you get to master, legendary, we get legendary, etc., etc. You also get the oppressive presence action you can use once per round. Yeah, 2E is like a streamlined version. It has a lot of the customizability and stuff like that of 1E. More streamlined, more balanced, less swingy, less oppressive to new players. I take the no-nut route and just think it sounds cool and makes it cooler and or worse than it really is. Hey, don't you dare be mean to my boy No-Nut. I also have bad reading comprehension sometimes, so I get it. Yeah, no. Erudite Warrior is you're a huge nerd. You're like, I'm a warrior poet, and then someone punches you, and you're like, ah! You get a 1-action ability once per round, and you're just like, boo-boo-doo-doo-doo. Anyone within the 60 feet of you can be like, you, and they're suppressed. If the target enemy strikes you with a strike of an offensive action, it loses the suppressed condition from this effect. Yeah, it's under the new license, so it's not like Hasbro-y Wizard of the Coast fingers. They did not. It's only for 2E they redid the license stuff for. And then Walking Armory, when you're determining your strength for armor, you can instead choose to use your Constitution modifying strength modifier, because you're a big, heckin' chonky bitch. You're just a big bitch. And also your bulk is like more constitution-y. Fearsome Bulwark is mean. I think it's really strong and cool, but like, fuck, dude, really? Really? Fearsome Bulwark. You can use Constitution instead of Charisma to intimidate people because you're just a big wall of fucking meat and metal. Fuck you. Okay, I'll take it. I'm the least mad fucking thing in this game. I'm a big bitch. All I have is Constitution. Fuck you. Is that everything for the basic class features? I think so. Yeah, it's basically everything. All con, all meat, big bitch. In D&D, using strength to intimidate was always fair in my books. That's also fair. Strength needed some love in D&D 5e. Strength is like literally the most useless stat in D&D 5e. I wish I could get fucking Fearsome Bulwark as my fucking on my Kineticist lady. Now we're on to these soldier feats. Again, like last other classes, we're not going to go over every single feat, just the ones I think are the coolest. We have Pin Down. It's a one-action ability. If your last action was an area fire or auto-fire attack, and you are wielding a weapon with the area or automatic trait, you can suppress creatures using your blast zone by pinpointing a shot to impact near them. Select one creature that was in the area of effect of your prior attack. The creature then must make a save against your attack again as though it were in the area from the prior effect. This effect suppresses the target but does not deal damage or create any of the attack's normal effects. Who would not be intimidated by a massive guy? I wouldn't. I would be turned on. That's the opposite. My man's is like 6'3". I'm like, hell yeah, let's go. Pin Down is just pretty good. It's just a really good ability. Usually like, hey you, bonk. You're suppressed now, fuck you. Quick Swap is good if you want to go for more melee type shit, because it's like, if you're wielding a two-handed weapon and the enemy moves adjacent to you, you can just swap out your weapon as a reaction. So you can put away your big two-handed machine gun and pull out the big whappy stick. Saying there's a charisma stat for Phoebe. Listen, I like what I like. Fuck you. Ready Reload is like... I feel like Ready Reload should just be built into the soldier class. It's probably controversially here. But Ready Reload, if you're wielding a two-handed ranged weapon with a reload of 2 or more, and your last action was to attack with it, and it consumed ammo, you reload it as a single action instead of a two-action one. This entire class is built around using two-handed fuck-off giant weapons, and a lot of them have the two-action reloads. This is like a must-have for 90% of soldiers, otherwise you're wasting so much actions just reload your actual thing to do your actual class abilities with. I feel like this should be built in the class, like maybe give it a level 3 instead, or maybe even hell a level 1 feature. You just like, I just feel like you should be able to fucking like reload without like all this stuff. No. It does one action to reload the entire weapon itself instead of wasting 2 actions. So it makes the 2-action one go down to a single action. So Ready Reload reloads the entire thing for a single action instead of a 2-action one. You also need a free hand to do it too, so you should have it reload itself, kind of. I don't know how to visualize that in my brain, but like, yeah. It's just an action compression that I feel is gonna be necessary on like 98% of fucking, what's it called, of soldiers. Because most of them are gonna be using giant because this entire class is about using giant fuck off, two-handed, huge fuck you explosive or giant machine gun, light machine gun, laser machine gun type stuff. I feel like this is what I would consider a feat tax. For like a bunch of like for most most characters. Now, I think you guys are misunderstanding how the feat works. It's a single action to reload a 2-action thingy in 1 action. So, like, it's literally like using your 1 action from Ready Reload to reload your whole gun. So it's not like you use 1 action to use the feat and 1 action to reload. It's just using 1 action to use the feat that lets you reload. Yeah, at the very bottom here, you interact to reload your weapon, reducing its reload cost by 1. Yeah, sorry, I realized I didn't scroll down enough. I'm bad at, like, I forgot that, like, I could see, but you guys couldn't. That's a me thing. Warning spray is funny? Free action, we roll initiative. Reloading a weapon with the area or automatic trait. You make an area fire auto fire with your weapon, and your weapon can't be a grenade or missile launcher, which is like the coolest one. Creatures in the area take no damage, but make your save to avoid being suppressed or take other effects the area might normally impose. I feel like I wouldn't want to do this. Because, like, a free action on initiative to blowy kablowy and suppress people automatically, that's pretty strong, yeah, but at the same time, it doesn't do the damage. And I have to fucking reload the bitch. So if I have to, like, use one big fucking rocket from something, I gotta reload the whole thing in there again for 2 actions. My turn starts with me reloading my thing for 2 actions because it's first level feat, and it is taking up space that reload, like Ready Reload would do. So I gotta spend my first 2 actions reloading my big fuck you gun. And then I can do my thing again, but you know, I don't know, I feel like I wouldn't want to do that a lot. Because, like, I want the damage, bro. You don't have to have every single area fire, but, like, and it also limits you can't use it your fucking grenade or missile launcher. It is as soon as you roll initiative. I don't know. Also, rolling swipe is just like a whee and just do a big spin move. It gets the fucking burst 5 area. You just fucking spionk with it. So you turn your attack roll into something they need to make a save against, which I love. If you're going for a melee weapon soldier, you're gonna take that one because it adds an area of effect to it. Kind of. It's kind of whirlwindy. You make like a burst, so it's technically a burst weapon. I understand why, Mirror Wolf. It just feels weird in my heart. You know, I love Whirling Swipe. It gives a fucking burst and unwieldy weapon. And if you have a reach on your weapon, it gets a burst equal to like the reach length of it. So it's a 10-foot reach, it gets a 10-foot burst instead. And it's a bonk. But the burst is centered in the corner of your square instead of just like, you know, like actually all the way around you. But you're obviously like ignored from your own burst. So you should make a big And they have to make a reflex save against your attack stuffs instead of like a normal attack roll. But then they take the normal melee whappy damage from it. And if you have a backswing or a sweep trait weapon, you get a plus on most of the DC of the attack, so it makes it harder. I love this. It's just so good. Like, everyone was like, oh no, woe is me. I can't use my melee soldier no more. Yes, you can, fucker. Yes, you can. Look at this shit. Ah, it's so cool. I love it. Menacing laughter, it's a really goofy feat in my brain. Your laugh is scary. As a single action, you can attempt an intimidation check to demoralize each creature within 30 feet of you who is suppressed. So if you suppress somebody, like so if you have like your first like whirling like warning spray, if you suppress everybody as soon as like you roll initiative, your first action on your turn could be like ha 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 ha, and they're like ah, I'm scared, and you just fucking demoralize everyone who's suppressed from it. And it's always hard when you make an attack that doesn't do anything except put a debuff on things. Yeah, because like they can still save against it, and you still did no damage and no debuff, and you're like, well, there goes my shot. I even had that. Yeah, no, there's a lot of TF2 stuff you can make with this. You'll have to go through me is also really cool, and it's another 2-action ability. You make an auto fire or area fire attack until the start of your next turn. If you would be moved by a forced movement effect, you move 10 feet less. And until the start of your next turn, you gain the living shield reaction. However, you can't move after you do this, so you can't you gotta sit there. The trigger of your reaction is an enemy damages your ally who is benefiting from cover you provided by you because you're a big fucking man. The effect is you reduce the triggering damage your target takes by an amount equal to your level plus Constitution modifier. You then take the amount of damage you negated. So you literally just become a wall of meat. You're just like the front of the lines, just taking rocket fire so your homies can live behind you. I love it. It's very thematic and very fitting. And you're a fucking Constitution-based class with like a 10 HP as your main HP thingy. So like you're gonna have a lot of health to go around. Uber charge offbeat. Yeah, no, basically. Like you still make your area fire attacks and stuff like that. But on top of that, it's like, yeah, fuck you. You're trying to hurt my friend not today, and you just fucking intercept their bullets and stuff like that. Yeah, like, why wouldn't they support Melee Soldier? People love Melee Soldier, the main iconic from Starfinder 1. He was the Melee Soldier. So there's a little bit of love and touch inside of it. I love the names of these so much. Like, I'm just gonna list off a bunch of names. Collateral Witness. Punishing Salvo. Stock Striker. Oh yeah, no, I love this Solarian. I gushed about it for like an hour. I have a lot of Vanguard in here too. Yeah, because Vanguard kind of was eh. I feel like Vanguard could have become an archetype in like modern Pathfinder / Starfinder more than it was like actually like just a normal class. So I can see why they mushed them together in some way. Witchwarper seems like a strange witch class. Witchwarper is like one of the only spellcasters I really want to actually play, because I normally don't like spellcasters. I like to punch things in the head. But Mystic and Witchwarper are both really cool, thematic, and fun classes that do a lot of different stuff. So I'm really like, all right, maybe I'll do it now. Maybe I'll do this. Maybe I'll play a fucking spellcaster, you know? Collateral Witness is so fucking funny to me though. Like, as a reaction, if you reduce a primary target to 0 HP using your auto fire, you just stare at somebody else. You stare at like another person, you're like, you're next, fucker, and they're like, oh. You can demoralize a single person that was in the area of your auto fire with a +2 bonus. If you have legendary precision intimidation or have the action hero fighting style, the target of collateral witness is the enemy closest to you. You can use this as a free action instead of a reaction, so you just keep being like, What race would make the best Technomancer? I like to think Yosoki, like a rat boy. I think rat boys would be the best Technomancer. Just because like I like the theming of rat tech. But collateral witness is so mean. You just look at somebody and you're like, you're next, fucker, as you just gun down their friend. Like you're mid shooting them and they're like, ducka, 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 and you're just like staring them down the whole time. And they're just like, oh no, oh no, I'm a next, fucker. And I love the fact that like, either if you're legendary precision intimidation or you have the action hero one, which is all about using auto fire, you should automatically be like you as a free action. Yeah, no, I get the whole like weird rotting part of the Vanguard, like the weird like you're rusting into death. I need Technomancer to also bring Junk Blade support, please. I don't remember what Junk Blade stuff was. I never really paid attention to that. I played a Solarian and an Evolutionist, so I didn't touch any of the weapons. And it's really funny to think about. The 2 times I've played a Starfinder 1E game, it was with the Solarian and with the Evolutionist, and neither of them used like any of the weapons or gear, stuff like that, because I was a weird biome weapon and also a Sun Warrior. They just spell and makes weapons out of junk. Why would I do that when I can have my body shoot spikes for me? I'm a Manticore arm. Melee Technomancer, that sounds kind of cool. Yeah, no, Collateral Witness is so fun. You just stare somebody down while you're shooting them and you're like, yeah, fucker, you're next. And they're like, oh. It's so funny. And then punishing salvo for your last action. This one was an area fire attack instead of an auto fire. So this was like for missiles, while collateral witness is more for like auto fire stuff like machine guns. Punishing salvo is a single action if your last action is supposed to make a area fire attack. Manticore castigate. No. Other Manticore. No. A concentrated barrage can bring most enemies low. You make a follow-up range strike against your primary target, ignoring the unwieldy trait in your weapon when using this action. This does not make a new area attack, and is treated as a strike using your primary target. You're saying, fuck you, more missile. And they're like, ah! I like Stock Striker. It literally just turns your fucking big gun into a melee weapon. Any two-handed firearm you wield gains the parry trait can be used as a two-handed melee weapon to make a stock attack that deals 1d6 bludgeoning in the brawling group and has the analog trait. Hi, I'm Mitarasu. You literally just fucking hit him with the butt of your gun. You're just like, bonk, and they're like, oh, on my face, they broke my nose. And widen area, of course, just lets you bigger area, or burst, or cone. Covering fire is a really cool feat. It's a 1-2, it's like a 1 or 2 action ability. The number of actions you spend determines how you use it. I've been here for an hour just trying to talk. That's fine. I appreciate all my lurkers. Man, I've already been talking for like 2 hours, damn. I didn't even realize how long I've been streaming for. Fuck, I like this. I'm just so into these fucking classes, bro. Like, I love them. One action when you make a ranged strike against a target and select one friend within range of the same attack. If your strike hits your target, you deal 0 damage, but the targeted foe becomes suppressed and takes a -2 penalty to hurt your friend until the end of your next turn, which is okay. But 2 action one, you make an area fire and select an ally within the first range of your weapon. Your ally doesn't need to be inside the area to be inside the thingy. And any foe you suppress your area fire takes a -2 penalty to attack made since you're selected ally into the end of your next turn. So you can try to do it for a little bit farther out. Covering fire is okay. It's a little rider effect on top of your normal wappy bappies. It's like a slightly better suppress, almost, kind of, maybe. Because I don't think suppress stacks with the -2 penalty. So, like, it's just a little bit better suppress. I'll be back is really funny though. I'll be back is a free action once per day if you're unconscious and you regain consciousness. You immediately stand up and draw your weapon or grab your weapon off the ground. You just come back and you're like, no, fuck you, fuck you. Just once per day, you kip up, but you also grab your big machine gun off the ground. You're like, yep, here we go, back to somebody. And you have Intimidating Taunt. It's a mental and visual effect. You are trained in Intimidation. You need to be trained in Intimidation to use this. And as a single action, you can make an Intimidation check to compare it to the ability of one enemy within 60 feet of you. Oh boy, here I go killing again. The action has the auditory trait or visual trait, depending on how you taunt your enemy. On a critical success on their next turns, any hostile action that a creature takes must include you as a target or include you in the area as long as you're visible to the target. Otherwise, they take a -2 penalty or minus their DCs by 2. On a success, it's the same, but it's only the first action, and on a failure, they're unaffected. So basically, you're cool, like you're Guardian, but cooler. Is multi-classing a thing in Pathfinder Starfinder? Can see having fun interaction with that and on my feet. Kind of, it's kind of a thing. They do it very differently than like D&D. Yeah, it's a Guardian, but better. Again. It's sad how often that comes up. I really have high hopes for the next Guardian thing though, like unofficial release next year. Man, my throat hurts from talking so much these past couple of days. What? Help me. I did just hydrate, don't worry. I just went to the wrong hole. I can't even drink right. I'm a fail. No, stop. I can't even drink right. I'm bad at being a person. I can't even human right. That's why I'm a goblin. Bring It On is really funny. It's a one-action ability if you're wielding a two-handed weapon. Until the start of your next turn, you take a -2 penalty to your AC and gain the resistance to all damage equal to half your level. If you have the Armor Storm fighting style, you gain resistance equal to your whole level instead. Against attacks by suppressed people. So basically you're like, hit me! Fuck you, hit me! It's just a better Guardian. You should incentivize people to hurt you better. Guardian, man. Also, deflected missile is funny. If someone shoots a missile at you, as a reaction, just shoot the bitch. You just shoot it off to the side, and you're like, nope. It just explodes harmlessly off to the side. It's like, only I can do that. I should imagine you shooting a missile at another missile and just kind of deflect each other off towards the side. It's fucking hilarious. Sir, they've shot a missile. So shall I. Cross counter. And they're just trying to deflect awkwardly. You can't look. Of course, it has to go like harmlessly behind you, and you're just like, yeah. Although I do like the thought of it being like that one Staraptor animation where like they shoot like a big explosion at the Staraptor, they dodge the way deftly, and it explodes an entire forest behind them. I don't know, Monk gets deflected missile? Yeah, the Operative also gets where they shoot bullets out of the sky with their own bullets. But the soldier can do it with other missiles. And you have Run Hot is a 3-action ability. If you are wielding a weapon that has the area trait, you hold down the trigger and push your weapon to their absolute limits. With a ceaseless barrage of constant firepower, you make an area attack with the weapon you're currently wielding. Immediately after resolving this attack, you make another one. With the same weapon, ignore the unwieldy trait. Creatures affected by the second strike gain a +2 bonus to their saves. However, after you use this action, you have to be unusable for a single round as it cools off. Unusable for one round at one action, excuse me. You literally just feel like, just fucking start spewing, just start fucking shooting everything. just hold down the trigger until like it's too hot and you gotta like spray it off with a little fucking water gun. Brutal Barrage is another fun one. It's a one-action ability for wielding a weapon with the area or automatic trait. Prepare the perfect shot, able to tear through those closest to the impact point. If your next action is to area fire or auto fire, add 2 additional weapon damage dice to the target who is adjacent to the center point of the impact or within the 10-foot area of the cone or effect. That's so good. Like, why would you not take this feat? Fuck you, more damage. I guess you thought so you cool down by beating somebody with it. That is true. If you have the fucking gun butt one, you're like, I don't care if I can't shoot it. Bang, 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 bang. You just burn somebody with it. Just poke them with the hot part. They're like, yeah, Brutal Barrage is just a really good feat. Like, why would you not take this one? And Close Combat Bully is, if you have close quarters fighting style, you just get an extra punitive strike reaction for free. This is a really good one too if you're using like a non-area weapon because it's a melee weapon. I will say I do love Come Get Some's reaction once per day. If you reduce to 0 HP and dying, you fucking don't care. You make a melee or ranged strike with a -2 penalty, or make an area fire or auto fire with a DC increased by 2. However, once you make the strike, you go unconscious. So, like, once per day, you're like, I didn't hear no bell, or like, I'll get you, bitch! And then you fucking just keep on shooting for a little bit longer before you just become unconscious. I love my little friend. Thank you for the head pat. Say hello to my little friend. Once per round, it's a free action. Whether it's your first, your most powerful, or just your most expensive weapon you favor over any others. You can only have one such favorite weapon. If you lose your favorite weapon, you can name a new one during your daily preparations. You suppress a target with an attack from your favorite weapon, attempt to demoralize a creature as a free action. Fuck you. I shoot with my shotgun and also you are a little scared now. Then we have Bullet Hell, my least favorite genre of video game. It's a 2-action ability if you're wielding an automatic or area cone weapon. You fire your weapon in sustained burst to unleash a constant deluge of firepower that causes terrain to become treacherous to those who are attempting to move through it. Make an area fire or auto fire attack with your weapon until you start your next turn. Any creature that moves through the area of your attack takes an additional 1d4 damage of the same type of the weapon fired per square traversed. The basic reflex save made at the end of each move action to make it through the area. And if they become suppressed, they start your next turn. So you should make the ground really pointy. And they're like... Death Blossom is cool. Did you skip over Shell Shower? I did. I don't want to go over every single feat. It's just if you make an area or auto fire thingy, it becomes difficult terrain. Hey shit. It's not that cool. That's why I didn't go over it. But Death Blossom, if you have Run Hot, we talked about this a couple of minutes ago, it's a 3-action ability. If you're wielding a weapon with full ammo in the area or automatic trait, you say, fuck it! You area fire, even if using an automatic weapon. Affecting each creature in the emanation around you with a radius equal to the range of your weapon. Creatures in the area take a -1 penalty to reflex saves made against this attack due to the cataclysmic nature of the raiding fire. This action expends all of the weapon's ammo, and you can't designate a primary target with this effect. You just go, ah, and just everything is murdered, exploded around you. Fuck you, indiscriminately die. And then, of course, as I was talking about earlier, Rocket Jump. If you're wielding an area burst weapon or a missile launcher, you should kind of aim downwards. You can area fire, then leap, using your weapon's damage to add a bonus to your distance traveled equal to double the burst splash radius of your weapon. It to be somewhere within the splash radius of your weapon. However, you don't have to save against the effect of the attack. Movement made as part of this action does not trigger any reactions, though the area fire still triggers them normally. You just kind of look down, rocket jump. And then run cowards is really funny. An enemy quickly fails your save against an area fire or auto fires, fleeing for 1 round. And if you're visible, they are fleeing away from you, otherwise they just flee from the site of impact. So you're just kind of fucking like, ah! Accidental bombardment, it's a really cool one. It's a 2-action ability. If you're building a weapon with the area or automatic trait. Hi Autumn. Welcome back from out of bed. Good morning. Yeah, terraforming is a really cool punny feat. Activating you can use the explosive power of your weapons to create trenches. Make an auto fire or area fire attack. You turn any number of contiguous squares within the area of your attack into a trench that provides cover for a prone creature. The gradual incline of this crude trench can be traversed without climbing, treating the square as difficult terrain. The exact terrain that can be affected by the ability of your gem's discretion, but should include pretty much everything. Fuck you. Why is this lady so fucking cool? Look at them. Pistol, one hand, two-handed weapon, other hand. Fuck you. Brock. Classifier, that's fair. If you like really big guns and really fucking over enemies, then like it's a really cool class to play. Hey, there's Light 'em Up. Light 'em Up is a 2-action ability. It's just, if you're wielding a weapon with the area or automatic trait, your opponent can run, but they cannot hide. You spray your area weapon in the general direction of an unseen enemy, revealing its location. Make an auto-fire area fire attack. If the primary target is concealed, you don't need to attempt a flat check to target it, and if it's hidden, the DC of the flat check is reduced to 5 instead of 11. When you suppress the concealed creature with this attack, the debris around it helps reveal its current position, and no flat check is needed to target it. If it's hidden, the DC of the flat check to target becomes 5, and if the creature can become undetected. So, like, if an enemy is like, I'm invisible now, you're like, I don't fucking care. You just spray the entire area down. They're like, ah, 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 ah. It's just an action movie campaign, especially with the heavy, like, machine gunny type stuff from the action hero fucking subclass. This 8th level feat's fucking mean. Like, this... I wanted a feat like this in Pathfinder 2nd Edition for the longest time, but I'm glad it's in Starfinder 2nd Edition. Demoratosh's Grip. You become a legendary soldier on par with the Saints of Demoratosh and you don't need to choose between the destructive power of your firearm and the honor of your personal armament. You can wield a 2-handed melee weapon in one hand and a 2-handed weapon with the area or automatic trait in the other hand. You can't wield two 2-handed melee weapons and two 2-handed guns. You can wield a 2-handed melee weapon and a 2-handed gun in one hand each. So you should be like, big pain glaive one hand, missile launcher in the other hand. Fuck you. I want like a feat like this in fucking Pathfinder 2, like a fighter feat. I'll take it as like a 20th level fighter feat. Let me dual wield great swords, damn it. Please, I want to look cool for the girls. Rude. Spread the Love is also funny. It's a 2-action ability if you're wielding a weapon with the area or automatic trait. You line up your attack to blast 2 targets within your blast zone with equal ferocity. Make an auto fire area fire. You choose 2 different targets in the area as primary targets instead of only 1. Simple but effective. And then Hybrid Technique is a 2-action ability if you're wielding a weapon with the area or automatic trait. You choose 2 soldier feats that take 2 actions or require you to make a weapon with 1 or more specific traits. You should make a single auto fire as area fire and get both benefits of both. This is a really good feat. Just stack up fucking coordinated fire with like terraforming. There you go. You can just get both effects at one time with only 2 actions and 1 attack. It's really good. Just like fucking double the debuffs. Fuck it. And Living Typhoon is just, you could use Area Fire or Auto Fire as a single action of 2 actions, because why? Fuck you, but you can't use more than once per 1 round. All in all, I really like the Soldier. It's really cool, really powerful, really flavorful. It's a very good area denial, hurt your enemies, help your homies, fuck up the enemies type of shit. I love this class. I love martial classes. This is just a big fuck you boom gun explode class, and I could not ask for something better. Also, just look at this fucking lady. I would marry her. Look at her. I'm usually a big magic class person, but the Soldier of Starfinder slap. Yeah! And then last but not least, of course, we have the Witch Warper. You're a huge nerd. You're the intelligence-based class. You fuck up the world with your spellcasting. You're not supposed to be here. Also, the fucking image of this fucking thingy is really pretty. It's like a little infinite loop of swirly bitties. You're not supposed to be here, guys. Like, that's the whole point. Witch Warper, you fuck with reality and space-time so much. That's your whole thingy. You should rewrite reality. Fuck you. Before we get to the nitty-gritty of this entire class, so I'm gonna go fill my water bottle up again, and I'll be right back. Please be patient. I'm back. Alright, let's get this show on the road. Fucking talk about the Witch Warper. You fuck up reality. That's your whole shtick. You get a little anchor that anchors this world, and you get a bunch of fucked up shit. You get, like, your subclasses are called paradoxes. Cause, like, you fuck up the world. Either time way, space way, sometimes a mix of both. You just fuck it up. You get, like, one skill determined by your subclass, which is called a paradox. You get a number of skills equal to your intelligence modifier plus 3. And play the realest game of Floor's Lava ever. Your paradox is your subclass. At first level, you get your paradox, which determines the duration of your spells, additional spells you learn, additional skills, and effects of your quantum field. There's a bunch of anchors as well. You get these things anchor you to reality and give you different effects and stuff. And then you have a quantum field. You just have a fucking circle. You're like, yep, this is gonna get really weird real quick. Basically, if you're like, you start turning off your weird quantum field down, you can single action warp reality to fucking bust at your quantum field. Your quantum field activates and lasts as long as you sustain, up to 10 minutes, or until the end of your next turn. Your quantum field is a 15-foot radius burst centered on a point you choose within 100 feet of you. While your quantum field is active, you can use actions that have the anchoring trait. Your quantum field's other specific effects are determined by your paradox, which is your subclass. You can choose whether the creatures in the area are affected by your quantum field or not. Quantum field automatically deactivates if you're knocked out, dismiss it, or move more than 100 feet away from it. A little reality marble. I love that. I love that. Then you have the Witch Warper spellcasting. It is a spellcaster, full 4th level spellcaster. I mean, not 4th level, full 4 spell slot caster up to rank 10. You get little warp spells for your focus spells and stuff like that. The spell repertoire. I like how both the Mystic and the and the Witch Warper are both spontaneous casters. Because I have people who hate the Vansian casting or prepared casters so much so they never want to touch Pathfinder 2nd Edition ever, so this is really nice for Starfinder. Thank you so much for the tier 1 sub, Broken Pancreas. Beer to tie. Plus they get signature spells as per every other spontaneous caster. Advanced Paradox, your advanced warp spell. Greater Paradox, your greater warp spell. And then, here's the thing. This is what I want to talk about. 19 level class ability. Your little sphere is like, it starts with 15-foot burst, right? Like a 50-foot radius. And 9th level, it goes up to 100 feet radius. And when you activate or sustain the quantum field, you can modify the area of the effect by excluding any number of squares. So, like, one of the abilities, I'm going to spoil it right now, could just open up an area of, like, this planet was on fire in a different reality. So the entire area of this entire place is on fire now. So, like, you can just make the entire 100-foot area just, like, lava town. Fuck you. Except for my friends. My friends are immune to it because I made sure the squares are not full of lava. But everyone else is lava town. Fuck you. Like, this class is so rude. I love it. Okay, here's your paradoxes. These are your subclasses. You got Analyst, which is a huge nerd one. You got the hidden code of the universe in your brain, because you're a fucking nerd. Your paradox skills, computers, your arcane spell tradition. You get a bunch of spells like Analyze Target, Wave of Warning, Telekinetic Strangulation, which is mean. Your warp spells are Warp Probability, Alternate Outcome, and Quantum Analysis. You're just a huge nerd. And your quantum field ability is, you're a huge nerd. Whenever you seek or recall knowledge, you can apply the result against 2 related creatures, hazards, unattended objects, or effects in your quantum field. And whenever you sustain your quantum field, you can seek or recall knowledge for free. Anomaly is my favorite, though. It's literally the, you're not supposed to be here. You encountered something that disrupted your core existence, or you crossed a veil from an alternate reality. You came from somewhere else. You should not be here in this reality. You do not exist here. What did you do? And then this one, you have deception as your paradox skill because you're not supposed to be here, so you're just really good at lying about that. And then your spell concentration is arcane again. You get a lot of weird shit like Eldritch Lamps, Eldritch Wrath, Void Whispers, Chrono Push, Void Scour, Crawl Cosmos. You just warp shit all over the place. You just fuck with the entire environment. That is your thingy. You are fucked up. You shouldn't be here, and I'm going to bring other things from other realities to here. And your quantum field ability is anytime an enemy within your quantum field attempts an action with the concentrate trait, the action is disrupted unless they succeed a DC 5 flat check. So you just fucking make it, you just warp reality around there like, where the fuck, what's happening, where am I? And they can't concentrate really well. I love it. And of course, there's gap influenced. You don't remember shit. The gap influenced you in some way, but nobody remembers what the gap is, don't know what the gap happened, so here you go. Yeah, that makes sense. Picking your subclass can be really hard sometimes. You can learn more about the gap in our April release. Ooh, I want the gap. Nobody knows what the gap is except for them, I guess. Don't tease me, I want to know more. You get a lot of weird warp shit. Your society, you get the occult spell list. Got a weird warp and drifty shit. And your quantum field, whenever a creature within your quantum field hits you with an attack, you lose the benefit against the creature until they start your next turn. You are concealed against everybody inside your little bubble. Because you're like, you're not supposed to be here, what the fuck? How do you know this shit? But if somebody hits you, then they become immune to it. Oh yeah, the April Fool's book. I forgot. It's literally a blank book. I always forget that. Until you guys bring it up and like on stream, you'll blow up the fucking blank book. I really was tempted to buy that, but like, I was strapped for cash at the time. And then Precog got taken out as like a class and put into Witch Warper. It got like sucked into this class. I figured that if I was in Starfinder to be a Witch Warper, probably Runia. That does make sense for you. You are a witch. I was so tempted to, Dina. Precog is like time. Precog was weird, but I liked it nonetheless. But I can get why they would wrap them together into one class, because they kind of have some overlaps and themings. You know, Precog is weird time stuff. You're from the future, you're from the past, you come from another weird timeline. It's different, it's cool, it's your weird timey shmimies. I love the warp spell time loop. It's literally a time loop. And then the quantum field, you can fuck up time in there. So any like enemy that uses a move action inside your quantum field takes a -5 penalty to the speed. And then all your homies get a +5 bonus to your speed as long as you move inside your own quantum field. Thousands of years ago in the future. And you're like, that makes no sense, Grandpa. And they're like, I know, it sucks. Then of course you have anchors. Different anchors they're really flavorful and cool. They keep you connected to your reality that you're in right now, whether it be like memories or anything like that. Each one has like a little anchor benefit, and like you can have an anchoring action. I do love Restoring Recollection. It's a once per round, 1 action ability. If you are stunned, you can just be like, no. So when actually you decrease your stun value by 2 or slowed by 1. You've already lost an action due to this recall. You could recall knowledge of any skill you're trained in as part of this whole action. So you could be like, I was actually zoned out. Give me a second. No, you don't understand. I didn't lose an action. I was thinking. And then these are like your different ones. You get focal point, tangible object. I love them. It's like, what's your thingy? What's your anchor thing? You got memories. You got your like random subject or idea. This is what you're autistic about right here is your focal point. And then tangible object is, this is my dog. But like, I really like core memories one. You're just a huge nerd. During your daily preparations, you can choose a skill you're trained in and get assurance in that thing automatically. If you're expert and it has a recall knowledge action, you get the automatic knowledge skill. Yeah, focal point is, here's my autism. I love it. The anchor benefit is, if a reaction would disrupt your spellcasting, you can attempt a DC 15 flat check and just say, no, I'm not disrupting me. I'm gonna talk to you about this thing whether you like it or not. That's me with Bionicle lore when I'm talking to my boyfriend. I'm just gonna be like, Batanui, giant robot, white blood cell, and he's like, yeah, And you have the intense focus action. Once per round, your focus becomes so intense that you can easily reassess your condition and surroundings, reduce the value of your clumsy condition by 1, or ignore the effects of suppressed condition to the start of your next turn. You become hyper focused. You're like, oh, I love my autism. Love that. TV help your infection is all gone. It's almost all gone. It's getting better. It's been better today than it was the past couple of days, so it's probably clearing up right now, so thank you. Intangible object. This is like, I hold it in my hand. This is my fidget cube. They even say that, by the way. They decided to rename olives, call them Greasy's Pieces. I hate you. Why are all the huge nerds in my fucking chat make nothing but puns and dad jokes? Literally, the tangible object is like, it's your comfort thingy. It could be a trinket or article clothing with sentimental value, a gadget to fidget with. This is my fidget cube, fuck you. Or it's like my weirdly autism, like I like the touch of my my own blanket I wear on me when I stream. It has a good little texture to it. It's comfy. It's just the autism class. It's just literally you're autistic, and I love it because I'm very autism. Except for core memories, I don't remember shit. So like, focal point, tangible object, autism. Got it. Good. Touching or thinking about the item helps you fucking focus your mind. Your anchor benefit, you gain a +1 bonus to both perception checks and will saves against illusions and holograms. When you come with 10 feet of an illusion or hologram that can be disbelieved, your GM just automatically rolls a secret check to disbelieve it. This is my fidget universe. Don't mind my fingerprints on your reality. I love it. And then touch something real. Is your anchoring action. Once per round, if you have a free hand, you briefly touch or fidget with your anchor to help you evaluate your situation clearly. Decrease the value of your frightened or stupefied condition by 1. If you have none of these conditions, you gain a +1 bonus to your will saves against fear effects at the start of your next turn. This is literally, this is my autism. This is me. I don't know if you can hear it, but like I have a little thing that comes out of my desk. It's a little hole part of my desk that has like a little cover thing around it, so it protects the sides, the hole inside of it, so I can put things through it. I continuously like pull it out of the desk and put it back in there like every like quarter of a second. When I talk, it makes it easier for me to talk when I'm doing something with my hands. This is that clash. This is literally the touch something real thing. This is my tangible object. Helps you think better and talk better. Thank you, Paizo, for giving me the autism class representation that I needed. So if I can sing you figure in danger holes, no, I'll do what I want. I love this class. It's a really cool spellcasting class. Now we move on to the feats. I reject reality and substitute my own the class. Learned to fidget a stock or plushie during meetings so I can hear the mic if I drop it. That's fair. I drop my shit all the time, but like at the same time, I like the clack it makes. They even acknowledge it in the sidebar at the end of class. They do? a part of it. Might read the anchors and think, which person are neurodivergent? Well, not every wishwarper can be neurodivergent. They probably are. They really did, like, fucking say, like, yeah, this is the autism class. I love it. Lean into it as much or as little as you like. That's just me playing me, though. I gotta lean into it. I can't think any other way. Yeah, no, it's a neurospicy class. This is a class made for me. No wonder I vibe with it so much. Fuck. It's literally like, hey, autism creature, this is you. And I'm like, thank you. This is me. This is the me class. Soothing Anchor is a single action you can take once for every 10 minutes. If your last action was to use the anchoring trait granted by your anchor, you get 10 HP equal to your witchwarper level, which lasts for 1 round. I like that. It's cute. My brain is better now because I touched the dog. And the Quantum Pulse is obviously a really good feat. You're probably going to take it a lot of times. It's a single action ability. If you roll initiative, of course, these are first level feats, and you don't get first level feats on spellcasters usually, so if you're a human. I want the goblin to know we love them, but how do we do it without saying it right? We don't make autism class for them. Like, Quantum Pulse, when you roll initiative, you can just, like, fucking activate your little warp reality thingy as a free action. You just go, boop, there it is. There's my weird hole bubble. I like how there's, like, a different feat at second level for each different subclass. And I'm gonna use my favorite one out of all these. These are all all second level feats are reactions per subclass. So like, you don't really get to choose which one we have unless you pick your subclass. So it's like, yeah, I'm the anomaly one. So here's my warp wounds feat. Your reality shifts. Like if you take damage from an enemy and an enemy or willing ally is in your quantum field, you just kind of whoop over there. You gain resistance to all damage against the triggering attack equal to your level, and one enemy or willing ally in your quantum field takes damage equal to the amount of damage you prevented this way. This is my favorite one. You warp reality in a way that makes it so the enemy who hurt you, you should be like, no, that guy. So like they stab you, and then you're like, ah, it's going in, it goes into their arm instead. They're like, what the fuck? What? I like the thought though, because the resistance is equal to your half your level, so it's like less than 10 damage if you're like level 20. I like the thought of it going and like, you just make a little portal and as the knife goes to you, and they stab themselves. They're like, what the fuck? As a portal opens next to them, they stab themselves. It's a really funny visual in my brain. I love the. I think my favorite one is the anomaly one, where it's like, I'm not from here. I'm gonna fuck up everything else though. It's not my home world, so I don't really care about your world. So I'm gonna fuck it up. Sorry, I'm trying to find my way home, but if I can't do that, oops. Radiant Zone is funny. The area of your quantum field becomes bright light. Creatures in your quantum field must attempt a fortitude save to get your class DC. Creatures with light blindness treat the result as one step worse. You fucking flashbang them. You open up a little portal to the sun, and you're like, here you go, wah! And they're like, I can't see. You dazzle them on a success, blind them on a failure. And crit failure, they just can't use an act action to end the blinded condition. You just flashbang them. You open up a portal to like the sun or something like that, and they're like, ah! Additional warp spell is really cool. If you're like expert in a skill that's of a different like paradox, you just learn their warp spell, like their initial one. You just get that one too. You're like, also, I can warp reality, but also I'm gonna go over here and fuck with your time now. And they're like, no, please don't. As you freeze them in time. Oh, I think I'm going to take enlarge quantum field more often than not. It's just a single action to make your thing bigger. So you increase the quantum field's radius by 10 feet until the quantum field deactivates once per turn. If you sustain the quantum field, you can increase its radius to an additional 5 feet up to a maximum of 50 feet. So obviously you're going to sustain your thingy more often than not. So just take this feat and make it bigger. You're just like, everything's fucked up and it's getting worse. Wonder how many Warframes you can make in Starfinder with some of these feats and abilities. I haven't played Warframe in a fucking long while. But I like to think of Octavia as like the mystic with the like rhythm one, like the mystic one of like the dancey type. Quantum transposition is really fun too. It's a single action. You just move your quantum field by slipping it through a crack in the fabric of reality to a new position within 100 feet. You just gotta move it over there. You're like, whoop, push over there. And of course, if you're gonna fuck with time, you have to have Butterfly Effect. Once per 10 minutes as a reaction, when a creature critically succeeds a saving throw against your spell, you say no. And then to make a saving throw, again. Well, not against them though. You go against somebody else. So like, think of like, so like, Dave is over there, makes a success, like a critical succeeds against your spell, and you're like, no. That was actually supposed to go on like James, and now James has to do it. Yeah, the only thing you can't do with quantum transposition is like if it's an emanation coming from you, you can't do that. But like, it was just in general in an area, you're just like over there now. Danger Zone is my favorite, though. It's a one-action ability. Any creature that moves through your area takes 2d6 damage with a basic reflex save against your class DC. At the end of each movement action they take through the area. You select the damage type each time during you use the ability, so Acid, Bludgeoning, Cold, Electricity, Fire, Piercing, Slash, or Sonic. Increase the number of damage die once at 12th level, 16th level, and 20th level. So you just like shout, and you're like, hey, the floor is lava! They're like, what? Fuck. As they just tend to walk across the lava floor. And then Quantum Entanglement is one of my favorite. It's my favorite anchoring ability. It's a single action until you start your next turn. Any creature tries to leave their, like anyone wants to like begin their turn inside the quantum field has to make a will saving throw, or they can't fucking leave. Like, they start their turn inside your thing, and they're like, I gotta get out of this lava hellhole. You're like, not today. And they're like, please, like, I have a family. And they just banging on the walls of your quantum field, and they're like, no, you're staying here with me. I love it so much. It's literally being like, ha ha ha, you're supposed to be here. No one's allowed to leave. No one's allowed to go. I say who gets to go inside the fun circle. Entertainment is to trap them with the Solarian. Yeah, exactly. You're just like, it's literally like the hell in the cell. You're just like, you got 1 whole minute with Bonesaw. Yeah, unfortunately, Danger Zone and what's it called, Entanglement are both the same level, so you have to take it at like 10th level later instead. So like, it'll be like a little bit. But it'll be really cool. And then Shift Energy, if you cast a spell, it's a spell shape as one action one. If you cast a spell that has like a damage type and you're like, no, I want it to be fire instead. But like you roll a dice because you can't like decide on it. Set a Brainwave Paradox themed around mirrors, the Echoing Pale, letting you make enemies move in the opposite direction than they want and stuff. Ooh, that'd be fun. Like, I'm not supposed to be here, and neither are you. You're just like, please, let me out, motherfucker. I can't control it. Twisted Dark Zone is fucking mean. You just make it's an anchoring ability that just makes it dark. It becomes as if it was like second rank darkness spell. And if they're inside the darkness zone, they have to make a will save or become confused for 1 round, which means they attack their homies or something like that. Like Twisted Dark Zone, I like how it's not just darkness. They could have just made it be like, yeah, it's a darkness spell, blah blah blah. No, it's darkness, and also it confuses your mind. This is some fucked up darkness. I pulled this from the edges of space. I don't know what's inside there. I didn't check. I don't want to check. I don't want to look at that. But if they're singing there, it's something I don't want to be a part of. It's like Eldritch Darkness. It's like, I don't know what's in there. I'm just gonna turn away. I don't want to, I'm just gonna look over here now. I don't want to, Like, it confuses you, so I should imagine you hear nothing but screaming inside the darkness that you can't see through, because it's like a darkness spell, so you're sitting there being like, damn, oh, you just hear screaming and people attacking each other, and you're just like, okay, yeah, not going in there. I like though that you can just swap it out immediately into something else. Stinky Goblin raided by this stinky dino doll. Hey, cutie cry, thank you for stopping by. Another life is neat. I'm not really sure if I like, it's cool, but I'm not sure if it's like worth a 12th level feat. It's like, during your day of preparations, you can select one answer feat from your answer if you don't meet the prerequisite for and just get it. I guess? I don't think a 12th level feat lets me, like, is worth me just getting like one single answer feat from somebody else. I feel like that's kind of mid. If it was lower level, I think it'd be more acceptable in my opinion, but like, this is like adopted ancestry that you can kind of swap out every once in a while, but like, I don't know how often those come up when you want to swap it out, and it, like, what's it called? Adopted ancestry is like a 1st/3rd level general feat. Not adopted ancestry, I mean ancestry paragon, excuse me. Is it ancestry paragon or ancestral paragon? Which one's the archetype? Which one's the variant rule and which one's the general feat? You know, I don't think this is worth like a general feat that you can just swap out on the daily. I don't care. Borrow spell is really funny. It's a free action once per day. Use an action with which sustains your quantum field, and the quantum field is still active. During this turn, you can cast one spell without spending a spell slot. It has to be in your repertoire, and it has to be at least one rank lower than your high spell rank. But like, hey, you just take the spell from yourself. Honestly, like you cast the spell into the realm, and you're like, nope, I need that right now. Whoop. I should move it to here. I love that idea. I kind of wish though it had the opposite effect too. Like every once in a while, what's it called? Like every once in a while, like you try to cast a spell and then it just disappears because someone else, like another version of yourself, stole it for their version, for like their purposes. I feel like this. I know that'd be really like weird and not great, but like it would be really, really funny if this had happened to you as well. Like, you go to cast a spell in a portal, opens it for the spell, and it hits somebody else, and you see yourself in another reality giving yourself a thumbs up, and then closing the portal, and you're like, God damn it! Because that's just kind of mean. And then Persistent Quantum Field is a 2-action ability once per day. It just lets you put down your warp reality that lasts a minute instead of beyond to sustain it. In Offense of Another Life, it's any answer feat you qualify for, so you can get higher level ones too. Yeah, but at the same time, like you Detective Techno for the Fallout at the same time. It just feels weird. What could have been? Giving yourself a thumb up as a swarm of bunnies? I didn't even think about that. Mind-blowing spell is really fun. It's a spell shape. It's a 1-action spell shape. And as the next action used to cast a spell, the creature that attempts to use a reaction triggered by yours cast a spell takes a -2 penalty to attack rolls and skill checks rolled as part of the reaction. And any creature that fails an attack roll or skill check rolled as part of the reaction takes a -2 circus penalty to ACs against spell attack rolls and -2 penalty to saves against spells. You know, Another Life is like, here's the thing though, like, you still need to meet the prerequisites prerequisites for it. So like a lot of the higher level ancestor feats need you to have another feat anyways. That's already a prerequisite for it. So like it could be of no level, but some of them require you already have feats that you had to have earlier. So if you don't take any of those earlier feats anyways, then like you have to just take the lower level ones. Would you sing in a baseball game like Gura did? I would not. Listen, my singing stuff, I do screamo and like I do a lot of growls and stuff like that. That would not be good for a baseball game. That would scare the straights. Thank you so much for the follow, Bear Palm OG. Follow cute combo. Yay! Thank you so much for the follow. And I'm not cute. I'm scary. I keep telling you this. I'm not cute. I'm threatening and huge and. Hey. Stop! I'm not. I am scary. Cutie with the hot blood. I have some blood, yeah. I mean, we all have blood inside us, and I hope it's hot, or at least a little warm. Oh, really? Okay, no vacation time. But I'm on vacation right now. Oh, now. Okay, I got you. Team a cover of baseball song coming next year of a Facebook Cup they played. I do love complete transposition though. If you have quantum transposition, which lets you move your like, you can lets you like warp your like little like fucked up quantum field around to a different part within 100 feet of you. This one lets you use it to also teleport any people inside of it as well. Any items they're wearing or holding, everything like that. You just move it, including enemies. You have to make a will save against your Witch Warper DC. And if they succeed, they're not affected. But like, you just push people over there. You just take the people inside your warp field and be like, okay, over here now. And you're like, oh, this is so much worse. I like it. And then quantum negation. You get a quantum negation warp spell, 242. I gotta see what that spell does. Quantum negation, a 10th rank focus spell. Range within your quantum field targets a single creature with a basic will saving throw. You expose a target to a reality in which it's already dead or never existed in the first place. Okay, we're off to a good start. Once targeted, the creature becomes temporarily immune for 1 minute. The effect of this spell depends on the target's level. The spell brings the target of 60th level or lower to 0 HP and ceases to exist in this reality. At the gem's discretion, this may mean it's impossible to restore the target to life without intervention from deities, wishes, or similar magics. A target of 17th level or lower merely dies instantly when the spell reaches 0 instead of being erased from reality. Target attempts a basic will saving throw. The spell's damage has no damage type. I like that. Okay. If they make the reflex save, the basic will saving throw, if they're 30th level or lower, they take 9,999 damage and reduces the degree of success from will saving throw by 1 step. It just kills you. You just get by. You just get erased. You just bye. If you're 14th or 14th to 16th level, they take 25 D10 damage. Or for 17th or higher, they take 20 D5 damage. Bruh, the fact that if you're 16th level or lower, you're just gonna be like, yeah, it's fatal aria within wording. I don't care. I erased them from reality. I brought this up earlier, but like I never care about the balancing factor of this in this way. It's really fun to think about like how devastating this would be if used on a normal ass commoner. Like if this was misused by like a mean evil level 20 like witch warpers walk into a town, someone bumps into you, they don't say sorry, you just erase them from existence. They just disappear and they're like, Dad? god! And you're like, you just fucking keep on walking because you don't care. Because you can just once, like, this is a focus spell, by the way. You get 3 of these you get 3 focus spells at maximum, like, 3 focus points, I should say, at maximum. And you restore, like, them once per 10 minutes each. So, like, you just wait a half hour. You can spam this 3 times. Erase 3 whole people from reality. Wait 30 minutes. Do it again. Wait 30 minutes. Do it again. Wait 30 minutes. Do it again. Just snap people out of reality here and there. Just be like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Let the power run through your head. Become the bad guy. Become the monster. Hello, my allergies are too powerful today. I've been out of coma. Oh no, Lori. I hope you get your rest and I hope you're feeling better. Who didn't even hear Dad, if you remove people from reality with their kids even conceived? I don't know how that works. I think you should remove them like now. I don't think you just erase them from reality entirely. I think they still had like an imprint on the world. All this is doing is make me want to play this so much more. Yeah, you're welcome. Aizo, give me all your dollars so like because I convinced people to play your game. I just fucking either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Exactly. Just snap your fingers. Bye. And they're like, oh. Okay, even though it's a basic reflex save, even if you see seed on the thingy, they still take half damage. What's half of 9,999? Still dead. I don't care. I'm not doing the math. They're dead. I don't care what fucking enemy you are. You're dead. Also, I love it does an absurd amount of damage. Like it does an absurd amount of damage. Like even to normal enemies, like 70th level or higher, it still has 20 d10 damage with a basic will saving throw. Snap your fingers. Bang. Nowhere close to 10,000 HP. What's the Tarrasque again on PF2E? Like that's like the Tarrasque in Pathfinder 2nd Edition is the highest level enemy. It's called the Armageddon Engine. It's literally level 25. Nothing goes above that except for Tree Racer, who's a demon prince. It has 540 HP. It's the strongest monster in the game. It doesn't even cover 1,000 of it. Then again, it's 25th level, so it'll take like what maximum 400 HP. Also, I just realized quantum negation does not have incapacitate. So, like, incapacitation trait, if you don't know, incapacitation trait means that an enemy that's above the level of the spell's rank you're casting automatically, like, raises up their degree of success by 1. So it's a critical failure, it's a normal failure. Normal failure goes to success, success goes to crit success. This does not have that trait. This is just like a snap your fingers, bye! Even like final bosses, you're just like, take the fucking damage. Take the 20 d10 damage, fucker. I'm gonna spam the shit out of it. I love this class. Oh, Fatal Aria don't have a save, you just fucking die. Yeah? I forgot about Fatal Aria, not gonna lie. I've never seen someone use it, because I've never really seen a bard go to level 20. Okay, no, you just kill him, man. You just snap your fingers, he's dead. Bye. I've said this a couple of times before, but like, I, as Phoebe Bane, and the person behind Phoebe Bane, don't like spellcasting that much. Spellcasting to me is not my general class fantasy. I like punching stuff until it dies. Or in my case, stabbing things until it dies. I just want to hurt something physically. Like, I like bringing my hands to a gunfight with God. That's my favorite thing to do. Yeah, Lori is the definitive spellcasting goblin. If Lori wasn't sci-fi, stuffs in Starfinder, you would definitely be a Witch Warper, Lori. No doubt about it. You would definitely be a warp, like the fucking anomaly Witch Warper. I know you just got here and didn't really know what it does, but the anomaly Witch Warper is just the meme of like, you're not supposed to be here, Lori. You would definitely be the huge nerd one. It's like, you're just a fucked up weird lady. You just fuck with the reality and warp like everything around it. You're a mean lady. I can definitely see you like, especially with the weird eyeball stuff you've got going on, and especially one of the what's it called? I feel like you would be very much about Twisted Dark Zone. It's a anchoring ability, which means it uses as one action, and it changes how you're inside of like your quantum warp is. Because the Witch Warper, its whole purpose of its class is it creates a little spherical area where like you fuck up reality in a different way. And Twisted Dark Zone is a one-action ability that changed it to something else. Because like you can just swap what you're anchoring, like the little hole your quantum warp places. You can swap what it does. Like you can make it like what's this called? Danger Zone. You swap it to like a place, like you move like the area that you're in to like a planet or a reality where everything's on fire, and it now does fire damage inside there. Like Twisted Dark Zone is it gives you, it's a one-action ability that changes it to be like a really fucked up otherworldly entity. A realm of pure darkness full of gibbering voices and shit. Makes the entire area inside the bubble function as like a darkness spell. On top of it, creatures that begin their turn in the area have to make a will saving throw or become become confused, which means they just have fucked up brain and they keep attacking their homies and stuff like that. You just open up a little hole to like a dark dimension full of like eldritch fucky entity shit. Like to like a part of the edges of space where like you should not see stuff. And you're just like, yep, that's the fucked up hole. Don't go in there, guys. That's the bad zone. You don't want to be in there. Like, I feel like you'd vibe with that so much. That's your house. I live there. Like, I feel like this would definitely be the Lori thingy. No, that sounds sexy. Like, that's you. That'd be you. You're sexy. Oh, so yeah, the weird domination bug. Oh. But like, you would love this class. I think you didn't get to see a lot of what it does, but like, it's also the autism class, Lori. By the way, I don't know if I told you that part yet. Each class is like a reality anchor that keeps them in place, so you don't just drift across different realities like that. And like 2 of them are very autism coded. Focal point is like, yeah, I know it's 2. Focal point is like you have that autism brain where like you talk about Bionicle lore for 4 hours, like you're intensely focused on like hyper specific subjects, like that's your like hyperfixation type thingy, or like an idea or a subject, and you're like yeah bah. And like by talking about it, you can reduce like your clumsy condition or ignore the effects of suppressed condition, because you're just like chatting about your thing. You just forget the bad things about you. Just get fucking so focused on your shit. And intangible objects like a fidget cube, you just kind of fuck with it in your hands while you talk and do stuff like that. It's the autism class. The game even has a sidebar right here where they talk about like, you might read the anchors and think, Witch Warper's sound neurodivergent, and while not Witch Warper is neurodivergent, the team wanted to represent the boundless array of wonderful minds present among our staff and players, so you can lean into that part as much as you want, if you want to at all. This is very autism coded, and I love this class for it. You would definitely be this class. Let me tell you about the reaction time. This is a Federation top 6 favorite mobile suits. Exactly! That's you! My favorite thing is, though, Anchor Benefit. If somebody would use a reaction to disrupt your spellcasting, actually, if someone has Reactive Strike to go and knock you out of your fucking spellcasting, you roll a DC 15 flat check. If you get a 15 or higher, it's not disrupted because you're too busy yapping about your favorite hyper-specific thing. How many tangible objects are going to be Blajas? That's a good question. Mine would be a fidget cube, definitely. I need one of those, honestly. I keep fucking with my desk too much. I'm gonna fuck up the hole in my desk if I keep doing this. Yeah, it's a fun class. It's a full 4th rank spellcaster. So it has like, it's a full 10th rank spellcaster with 4 spell slots, I should say. I'm really bad at describing it. So you have a lot of spells. You do a lot of spell stuff, but you also fuck with the reality a whole lot and move shit around everywhere. You're really mean, really cool, and really weird, and I love it. This definitely fits you. It's so fucking cool. Yeah, that's the Wish Warper. That's every class. We covered everyone so far. Favorite one so far, definitely Solarian, definitely Soldier. Love the Mystic. Now a silicone ring you're supposed to use for hand exercises. Instead, I have opted to chew on it. I need to get some professional help. No. Just like a Lego tire, we chew. Like that's what we do here. We chew. I wouldn't have the big mouth if I didn't chew on random shit all the time. Actually, oh. It helps with the pressure in my head. Yeah, see, go for it. It's good. Chomp, chomp, chomp. Chewing silicone is bad for your teeth. I mean, yeah, but at the same time, all the houses in mode and fucking gauge. Yeah, no, I need to. I gotta need to make a character. I need to see what space Lori looks like. Cause like one of the Lori, okay, don't be mean to me. Don't be mad at me. Picture Lori in like Zero Suit Samus like skin tight suit shit like that, or like hard light armor where you can be kind of like naked underneath it because it's like a piece of hard light that you can see through. You know, like I want to see horny space Lori that's very autistic and rambling. Because that'd be fucking hilarious. Give me a minute. Oh god, I need to be right now. Also, I love piloting. They don't really give like a vehicles to pilot, I don't think. At least I didn't see any yet. But like piloting, you should be a huge nerd to drive shit around. Should be a weird pilot and like move shit. I want a motorcycle or like a van. I have one already. You do? Oh, never mind. Hell yeah. Cyber Lori. Also, I love run over. It's a 3-action move ability. You just run people over. A bunch of the basic ass ones. Like, yeah, you can force open and run shit and disarm fucker. Space trucker. Fuck you. There's a lot of shit. There's a lot of like most of the skills overlap, but there's a lot of cool ones. I love that piloting is just a skill you can take. I want to be a pilot. I want to be a hot shot envoy with the like piloting a motorcycle and or a minivan. Also, can I just say I fucking love all the art in this goddamn book? Like, what the fuck? This is so cool. And to me. Yo, Space Lori! I fucking love it. I need to get art of Space Phoebe. I'm sure if I should have it be hot or be like really goofy, like the actual like Starfinder goblins. Let me find the space goblin. Just they look doofy. I love their look. They've got that old ass aesthetic with like the big bubble helmet. Look at these goofy goobers. The fuck, there's a crack in the helmet and they still just tape it up. Spacesuit made out of scrap and garbage. Like, look at it, it's so doofy. It's the old hair, but it's still solid. I love both hair. I do like the new hair a lot, though. I'm not gonna lie. I really like that new hair design you got up. But like, do I want Phoebe like this, or like sexy goblin, like Zero Suit Samus goblin type shit? Or do I want doofy space goblin like this? Be like, it's me, I'm lore accurate. Oh, God. What are all the different general feats we get? A lot of them are carried over. A couple new ones, like augmented body and barricade seem to be the only new like general feats. Buckler accuracy be hot. That's fair. I'll be hot for you guys. If Phoebe goes bald, we riot. I would keep the hair. I'm not a Skittermander. Where is it? Barricade, one action. You create a barricade. Oh, literally as a single action, you just fucking shove a bunch of junk together into a makeshift wall. Like, people don't care about that. Are the same people accusing me of whitewashing goblins? Wait, what? People are doing that? That's weird. What's that even mean? What do you mean whitewashing goblins? Goblins are real. Combat hack, if you're expert in computers. You're talking boop, boop, beep, boop, boop, boop. Fuck you, glitch. Did I ever talk about the glitching condition? Where's the conditions at again? Fuck. That was a black and white sketch. Dude accused me of whitewashing goblins. That's so weird. Where are the conditions labeled? 256. Glitching. Glitching is a fun thing you do against people who have like a lot of cybernetic stuffs on them. If they're like a weird robot, like computer enemy, stuff like that. The glitching creature or object experiences a combination of debilitating effects and moments of seizing up. With the glitching equipment, you can take an action involving that equipment. You must attempt a flat check to see what occurs. As you have the glitching condition on yourself, you must attempt a flat check at the end of every round. The DC of the flat check equals 10 plus your glitching value, or the item's glitching value, whichever is higher. On a critical success, reduce your glitching value by 1. On a success, you act as normal or use equipment as normal. On a failure, you take the item penalty to all your checks DCs equal to your glitching value or glitching value of the item you're attempting to use. And then critical failure, you kind of stunned one for the round. Alternatively, the glitching object you tried to use doesn't function and you lose the actions you took to attempt to use it. It's like a very fucked up thing. Like, using it on like a fucking technological creature, like a robot being like, get glitched, fucker, they're like, ah! Also, look at this. Look at this fucking vest, fucking random Skittermander. Look at him. I love him. Let's see this character sheet. It's just the same as like Pathfinder's one. It looks like it, yeah. Go with like bullet instead of arrow. I like it. Still. Yes, it's the same. There's a lot of really cool spells and stuff like here too. Which one was the one I was thinking of earlier? These are the focus spells. Where's the super death boom one? It starts with A, right? Atomic blast. There it is. Crit on a flat check. It could be, yeah. Quantum negation. We went over that one. Don't worry. I was thinking of the atomic blast. Yeah, I love quantum negation. It's if something's like 13th level or lower, you look at something and you're like, die! And they're like, ah! And it breaks them from existence. Fucking atomic blast. 3-action spell. Range of 500 feet. Area of 100 burst. Duration a minute. Defense reflex save. You magically split an atom, creating an explosion with radioactive fallout. All targets in the area take 5d12 bludgeoning damage and 5d12 fire damage, and they are exposed to extreme radiation. The onset of the frequency for this magic radiation is 1 round, and the area remains radioactive for 10 whole minutes. Nuke the city! Crit success, they take half damage, so even on a crit success, they still take half damage. Normal success, they take half damage and are dazzled for 1 minute. failure, they take full damage and are blinded for 1 minute. Crit failure, they take double damage. And like are blinded for 1 minute. It's so sad Steve Jobs died of Ligma. Who the hell is Steve Jobs? Ligma balls. You can just nuke an entire town with this. I have one issue with this. I have one issue with this spell though. One glaring issue, in my opinion, with this spell. It's extreme radiation, so it's what? Give me a second. What? At 252. Extreme radiation. It's a 9th rank spell, so this is like you gotta be like 17th level caster, I think, to get this. Extreme. It's a 10th level disease. It has a base DC 27 fortitude save. If I'm using this 9th rank spell on something, they're gonna succeed on it and just not fucking get radiation poisoning. It's like a non-issue. It's like a non-issue to anybody you're trying to actually hit with this thing. Civilians will die, of course, but like against like an entire enemy compound of high rank enemies, this is gonna be a 0% issue. They're just not gonna give a shit. Like, yeah, the 4th stage is still death, but like that's DC 27 fortitude save. They're gonna pass that. Why is it not incredible radiation sickness? That's at least a little bit better. It's a DC 32, which is still gonna. They're probably gonna succeed, but it's still a little bit better. Like, come on, they're not gonna fail this at all. Make it incredible one, please. That's all I ask for the spell. Make it incredible. Too much damage. It's a 9th rank spell. Good. Let me pull up a fucking like. Okay, so like you get 9th rank spells at what? Level 17. So a 9th rank spell level 17. If I'm fighting an on-level enemy, so like a level 17 enemy, let me just pull out a random level 17 enemy. Let me just randomly. What? Give me one. Like one of the giants, maybe. They're pretty cool. What's your fortitude save, Mr. Giant Guy? Oh, cool. Plus 32. It can't not crit. What about you, demon creature? What's that? Oh, fortitude plus 30. They can't not auto pass. What about you, water yai? What about you? Oh, cool. Plus 26. It's still pretty much, even if they roll a 1, it's still passing against it. Like, it should just change the DC, that's what I'm saying. Like, it literally, like, what? Like, so much of it is like, wow, they'll automatically pass if they're on level with you. And that feels awful. Like, yeah, it also only does 10 D12 base damage and also the radiation sickness that they're gonna pass. So it's like, oh, cool. Yeah, they're dazzled and blinded. That's cool, I guess. It just feels mean to be like, here's my 17th level spell slot that I can use. I got a 17th level. Cool, what's that do? It gives you a level 10 disease. Like, come on, make the DC better. At least have the DC scale with you. Also, here's what I was talking about with Solarian. You just eat rocks. You just eat the rocks. Yum, yum, yum. When you eat the rocks, you just become cooler. Instead of like having like runes or technological advancements on your weapons, you just eat the rocks. Also, I love that missile launcher is just a huge fuck off box. You took it off of a fucking mounted thingy. Uranium, please. I do what I fucking want. Blightburn in me now. Also, the singing coil is just like a combat violin. Can I find it here? Singing, singing, singing. Where are you? Did I pass you? Where to go? Yeah, singing coil. There it is. It's a line area. It's unwieldy, but it gives you extra performance and shit like that. It's a ranged weapon, I believe, that deals 1d8 energy damage. It's a violin. It goes pew 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 every time you fucking like zap with it. I love it. It's really cool. Also, they just have a fucking advanced shotgun called the Street Sweeper. Ow. It has a range trip. It's energy damage. Yeah, it's E damage. It just shoots lasers when you like play the violin. It's like pew 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 pew. Is that a damage you type now? Yes. Although I'm not sure if it's called energy damage, just E damage. Where's the damage types at? Yeah, E for electricity. Excuse me. My brain was being dumb. You just zap them with it. You're like, bounk, 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 and they're like, ah, ah, this is a jam, ah, ah, jamming, ah. I love it. It's just a really fun weapon. There's a lot of gear stuff I want to go over, but I'll probably make a video about that on YouTube because it's kind of late. We're all dumb. Yeah, that's my job. You guys watch me be dumb. I love all the different armors. Like the free booster armor is just a fuck you padded leather jacket. You're like, I'm so fucking cool, bro. And the microcord armor is, of course, your generic. You need to have, like, same with carbon skin, you need to have like a skin tight, lightweight armored thingy. Also, this is so cool. I don't remember what type of damage, like what type of thing this is. I think it's just like a Skyrim Imperial Plate. Ow! That's almost minimum damage. Yeah, no, I love all the gear in this thing. Also, here's a box of spiders. Like, the art in this fucking book is awesome. I just love every part of this art. They're just chilling. There's so much cool shit in this fucking book. How the equipment art is old. It is still old art, but it doesn't mean it's not cool. I love all of Paizo's art. Old does not mean dead or bad. Which I got. I do think it's about time where I feel like I'm going to probably end stream here. We've gone over a lot of stuff.
Nothing stays hidden from me.
We're gonna raid out into one of my homies. One of my friends is currently doing a what's it called?
Too easy.
A new model reveal, and I want to go and support them.
It needs to be more of a thing where one just like standard rabbit YouTuber.
Doing a little model debut, and I want to show that I want to help them out. I wish you all a wonderful night. I hope you all have a good time here. Listen to me ramble on my bullshit. Oh, that's making you smile before closing. Fine. You little goobers, you weirdos. Want me to smile? Our raid message will be, I'll put it in chat real quick, it's get bited stinky monster. Hey, your head pat. Bye-bye, everyone. Chat. Okay, I put it in chat over here. Yeah. I'll see you guys probably on Monday again. I'll let you guys know my schedule. It'll probably be Monday at like 6 p.m. again, EST. Bye-bye.